What in the wide world of sports is going on here?
I promise you, whatever scum did this, not one man in this force will rest for 1 minute until he's behind bars. Now let's grab a bite to eat.
Yeah, come on.
I feel the hot wind on my shoulder and the touch of a world that is older. I hit the switch and check the number. I leave it on and then I slumber. I hear the rhythm ringing through it. Flamenco guitar and cumbia music. I hear the talking of the DJ. The demolition, what does he say? I'm on a Mexican radio. I'm on a Mexican radio.
Broadcasting live from high atop the J.P. White Building in downtown Roswell, New Mexico. It's Mornings with Mike Winters on 106.5 Roswell's Talk FM.
Is that what I sound like when I talk?
Now, here's your host, Mike Winters.
And good morning, one and all. Welcome to Mornings with Mike Winters. I am he. That would be me, Mike Winters. Happy new month.
Yeah.
November 1st, everybody.
That's optimism at its finest right there. You avoided, you veered around Monday and went straight into Happy November.
That's right.
I like the way you think.
Weeks away from the giving of thanks.
Mm-hmm. You can give thanks right now if you want to.
You absolutely can.
Doggone right.
But when it's socially acceptable to throw copious amounts of turkey in your mouth, and it's coming up.
Absolutely.
Now we're done with the Halloween.
Mm-hmm.
We're all past that. Everyone's in their sugar comas.
It's officially behind us, yeah.
Candy bars and sweet treats.
You know what I really do enjoy about this time of year? So, my daughter only likes like 2 kinds of candy.
Oh, so you clean up.
The rest of it, I mean, the stuff that Hunter doesn't know about, it's all daddy's. I'm saying this knowing that our dentists are right outside in the green room right now.
Welcome to Parental Perk.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's Parental Perk. Sorry, kids. That's kind of tribute for your parents raising you.
Yeah.
You got to fork over some of your candy.
Yeah, it's basically, if you think about your candy bucket is essentially the prize pig floating over the dorm room in Squid Game. Yeah, it's just constantly filling up with sweet treats, and we're going to slip a couple of them out every now and again.
Yeah, now he's all traumatized by Squid Game.
Dude,
so.
I sat, okay, so Jazz and I were like, okay, well, we're just looking for something to watch. We're like, I have heard good things about Squid Game. Do you want to check it out? And we're like, yeah, we'll try it.
Yeah.
So we pop one episode. Now, granted, bear in mind, like a week and a half ago, I tried to start watching it by myself.
Yeah.
I got like 5 minutes into the first episode, fell asleep. So I'm like, oh, well, this is nothing. It's just going to put me right back. Dude.
I heard it's really good. I have not watched it. I don't know if I'm ready for it. I got to get my mind right.
How does Kim do? Now, I know she's not crazy.
Oh, she won't be down for this at all.
You don't
this
think?
is totally, no.
Hold on. I know that it's a little bit, that you've heard gory, whatever.
Yeah.
It's violent.
Yeah.
Okay? It's violent. Kim's a big girl. She can handle a little violence.
She don't like it.
I don't think you're short side. I don't think you gotta let her try it.
I'll
Let
ask
her dip
her,
a
but
toe into
I
episode
already
1.
know the answer.
Because it's a great story, man. It's real heartfelt, a lot of emotion, a lot of mackerel.
I don't see her. It's not her thing.
Okay.
It's not her thing.
I think here's the key though is you have to watch it with someone. I feel like because that kind of like keeps you in.
All right. Well, that might be a problem for me.
I haven't binged a series with someone in a long time, so that was kind of a cool thing. But yeah, it kept my attention.
Yeah.
Because like when I was like fading out, she's like, oh look, so.
Yeah, to be honest, I hear it's good, and I see the previews for it. I'm like, I don't know if I'm ready for this ride yet. Let me get my mind right. That's what I got to do.
Trust me, when you get ready, give yourself a nice window of time because you're not gonna want to stop.
All right, very good. Got some football to talk about here.
Yes, we do.
Congratulations. We had 3 of our teams in the district make it to the 4A or 5A state playoffs.
Yep.
2 of which will receive a bye in the first round. After the big win by the Roswell Coyotes Friday night, the 16-14 win.
By the skin of their teeth. That was down to the last play.
Quite the game in the Wool Bowl on Friday night. But as a result of that one, the Coyotes are the 3 seed in the 5A state playoffs.
Excellent.
The Artesia Bulldogs got the 4 seed.
Nice.
So those 2 teams will be watching football this weekend and waiting for their opponents next week. Goddard Rockets, after dropping on Friday, that means they got in at a 6 seed. They get a home game for this first week.
Nice.
It will be Friday night, and it'll be here at the Wool Bowl, 7 p.m. They're going to be hosting the 11 seed, the Valley Vikings. They're out of Albuquerque. I know when I first look, I'm like, Valley, huh? It's a bit vague.
There's a lot of valleys around here.
The
valley. Yeah.
It's not like the 80s when they're like, oh, my God.
We've got to get from the valley to the Galleria. For sure.
For sure. But anyway.
We're showing our age, Michael.
I know, a little bit. Yeah. But, hey, it's starting to come around being cool again.
That's right.
Anyway. But, yes, they're going to take on the Valley Vikings Friday night here. Now, here's the part that Southeast New Mexicans will grumble. Artesia's in the top part of the bracket. Yeah. So if Roswell or Goddard, they will not see the Bulldogs until a championship game. They have to both. Now, Roswell, they will win. They will play the winner of the Goddard Valley game.
You heard it here first, folks. They will win
this week.
So
guaranteed
they're going to play the winner of Goddard Valley View. So there's a very good chance that we could have another Roswell Goddard.
Correct. Here, November 12th, 13th weekend, the quarterfinal weekend here. So, but Goddard's got to take care of business this weekend first before we make that happen.
Let's do it, boys.
And then, but yes, so Artesia, they will play either Mayfield or Los Alamos. Mayfield's the 5 seed, Los Alamos the 12 seed, and that game will be in the Bulldog Bowl next weekend. So. But we'll have, of course, the game on our sister station, 106.1 FM Fierro. I'm pretty sure we'll have video.
Oh, yeah. If it's Wool Bowl, we'll have video.
Yeah, for this first round, I'm pretty sure we'll have the video and all that. I'm almost like 99.9%.
Yeah, because I'm not sure if there's a whole playoffs issue with ProView and all that. But
there is, but they'll easily give us the right.
Well, because it's Wool Bowl. I mean, you got to figure that we're going to not fight it too hard.
Yeah, I don't think they're going to. I mean, yeah, it's not going to be free. We got to buy them, but I don't think that will be a problem for this first round here. So, but we'll have it, and they may have already procured that. I don't know. It's I slept, and so
it's been a minute.
Yeah. so, but we'll have that for you Friday night as on our sister station, 106.1 FM Fierro, and at KSVPTV.com and the Goddard Rocket channel, and that'll be. Fun little matchup here at the Wool Bowl Friday night.
Yes, indeed.
Let me give you the rundown for today's show.
Yes.
Pretty good. I don't know why I'm doing that. It just feels official. Feel like you got something important when you do stuff like this.
From the home office in Wahoo, Nebraska. Here it is. Hot off the presses. That's actually not.
That's cardstock. Don't want to do it with that.
Doesn't really work for that. But.
It's like excessive throat clearing. Like,
harumph.
Harumph, yes. This hour, we're going to be joined in studio. Dr. Sarah Usher with Carabelli Dental is going to be joining us this morning. And is her husband coming on too?
I believe so.
Sweet. Her husband will join us. Mr. Usher. I don't know his name. But Mr. Dr. Sarah.
He handles IT for Carabelli, which I understand stands for Internet Things.
Oh, I see.
Yes. Not IC, IT.
Oh.
Right. You'll get it. It's okay. It takes time.
See. No, they're going to give us an update. We'll talk all about what's going on over at Carabelli Dental. In the 8 o'clock hour, about 8:15 or so, John Thosen going to be joining us with the New Mexico Shooting Sports Association. I believe they got an event coming up and just giving us an update on what's going on there. And then in the 9 o'clock hour, about 9:15, Kathy Lay with Keep Roswell Beautiful will join us, give us an update, talk a little bit about a community volunteer program and some other stuff as well, too. So
very good.
That plus all of our normal features that include the news of the local and national variety. It is Monday. We'll have a livestock report with Smiley Wooten here in just a few. And then whatever else we can come up with for today's show.
Indeed.
Before we do anything else, let's take a gander at that weather, which 70s and 60s. That's all the terms I'm seeing on my end. Let's see what.
So perfect?
C. Or IT. Whatever it's supposed to be. Here it is.
I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton with your Pecos Valley weather. Mostly fair today, but we do have a cold front on the way that'll cool things off quite a bit tomorrow. Mix of sunshine and clouds this morning and then sunny this afternoon. Looks like we'll be in the low to mid 70s across the whole area. Down to 45 overnight, maybe a little bit of drizzle and fog with cloudy skies. And then we get a cloudy and much cooler day tomorrow. 60 for the afternoon high, cloudy and cool Wednesday. That's your latest forecast. I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton.
Thank you, Steve. Currently 45 degrees here in Roswell. Humidity is at 68%. Winds are calm at the moment. Going to see some increasing clouds today, but I'm thinking the warmest day of the week. 72 and sunny for today with southeast winds at around 5 miles per hour. Could see some patchy fog in the wee hours of the morning, otherwise mostly cloudy. Overnight low of 45 with south winds 5 to 10 miles per hour. For you Tuesday, mostly cloudy, high of only 63 tomorrow, so about 10 degrees cooler than today. North winds 5 to 10 miles per hour. Could see some more patchy fog tomorrow night, otherwise mostly cloudy with an overnight low of 44 degrees. East winds at around 5 miles per hour. For you Wednesday, more fog in the AM hours, but mostly cloudy for the day. Once again, highs right around 63 with northeast winds 5 to 10. Thursday, mostly sunny, high of 61. Friday, warming back up. Sunny skies, a high of 74, so should be some good weather for football in the Wool Bowl Friday night. And then looking at your weekend, mid-70s for both days. Sunny, 74 for Saturday. Sunny, 74 for Sunday as well. All right, it is 7:16. Let's go ahead and take a 3.5-minute commercial break. Actually, first up will be your Roswell Livestock Report with Smiley Wooten, then a quick commercial break. And then on the other side, we'll talk to the folks from Carabelli Dental, talk about your teeth, and you should take care of them. That's coming up next. Don't go away.
Good morning, this is Smiley Wooten at the Roswell Livestock Auction. A good 1st of November run this week with a nice selection of all classes of cattle, especially quality native calves and light yearlings with several weaned sets of calves for today. We expect to sell 1,900 head, breaking down like this: 275, 300 weighing cows and bulls, 100, 125 pairs bred cows, 1,450, 1,500 calves and yearlings. Today's sale will include 25 cow-calf pairs, 27 bred cows. Mr. Joe David Yates at Tularosa, New Mexico. Good quality black, white face Angus and Brangus crossbred cows bred to Angus bulls, 5 to 9 years old. 85 steer calves. Mr. Kim Chesser, south of Roswell. Excellent quality black and red Angus crossbred steer calves. 3 rounds of Bova Shield Gold 7-way, 450, 600 pounds. 57 calves and light yearlings, Anderson Ranch, Pyote, Texas. Quality black, white face Angus crosses, 400, 700 pounds. 93 calves, Barry Ranches, Fort Stockton, Texas. Quality black Angus and Brangus cross calves. Cattle weaned 30 days, Virus Shield 6, Covexin 8, 375, 475 pounds. 46 calves, Tapia Ranch, Pastura, New Mexico. Quality black Angus cross calves. Shots at Brandon, 350, 500 pounds. 50 calves, Martinez Ranch, El Rito, New Mexico. Excellent quality black, white face, red, white face crossbred calves. Cattle weaned 30 days, 2 rounds of Bova Shield Gold, 8-way, bunk broke, 400, 550 pounds. 48 calves, light yearlings, Larry Baldwin, Fort Davis, Texas. Excellent quality black Angus, 500, 800 pounds. 50 calves, Mr. Henry McDonald at Loving, New Mexico. Excellent quality black, white face, red, white face Angus and Hereford crosses. 2 rounds Cattle Master 5, 8-way, 350, 550 pounds. 57 calves, Choate Ranch, Pytown, New Mexico. Quality black, white face Angus cross calves, Bova Shield Gold 7-way at Brandon, 400, 600 pounds. And 59 calves, Circle Bar Partnership, Balmorhea, Texas. Quality black, white face Angus and Brangus crosses, 400, 500 pounds. Sale time this morning be 9 o'clock. Sell pairs bred cows about 10:30. Be selling calves and yearlings about 11. We expect to sell 1,900 head here today. This is Smiley Wooten, Roswell Livestock Auction.
There's nothing like a good night's sleep. But if your old, worn-out mattress is keeping you up at night, then hurry to Glenn's Furniture and change your life. Glenn's carries Serta, the finest mattress in the world. Whether you prefer a traditional inner spring, a modern memory foam, or a hybrid that combines the best of both, Glenn's has the right size and right firmness in stock, specially priced and ready for free delivery. So don't lay awake another night. Head for Glenn's Furniture at the corner of Union and Alameda, making sweet dreams since 1953.
Roswell Skin Center, a brand new state-of-the-art facility located in the 400 Penn Plaza building here in Roswell, is now accepting new patients. Dr. Brandon Cometti and his team offer a full range of skin care services, including general dermatology, surgical and cosmetic procedures, including cutting-edge laser rejuvenation, Botox, filler, laser hair removal, chemical peels, and other non-invasive options to improve skin health and turn back the hands of time. Call and schedule your appointment at Roswell Skin Center today, 208-2509. That's 208-2509.
Here's a Mornings with Mike Winters fun fact. Due to extreme pressure and weather conditions, it literally rains diamonds on Neptune and Uranus. Stop snickering because I said Uranus. Here's Mike Winters.
You can snicker if you want. I do. I snicker all the time.
It was hard not to, actually.
Yeah. I got the mentality of a 7-year-old. You know?
I'll join you there.
Good morning. It is 21 minutes after 7 o'clock, and joining us in studio this morning, Dr. Sarah Usher from Carabelli Dental, and husband/IT guy/patient.
Yes. Exactly.
Dustin
he fills
Usher.
many roles.
Yes, try to anyways, yes. Try is the key word there.
So is it, when he's patient, is it at home? Like, I know you got the dental chair and everything set up at the office.
It depends.
But if you're at home, you're like,
it depends.
Hey, sit on the toilet there, I'll get you there.
It depends how mad I am that day, yeah.
Okay.
It's either coming to the office for the good sedation stuff or you're getting this done at home.
Yeah, it depends on how good or bad I've been.
She gets home,
absolutely.
line up for the root canal. Like, oh, she had a bad day at work.
I didn't throw the trash out. Dang it, I forgot.
As long as I'm sedated, it's okay. It don't matter.
Looks like a filling's needed.
What? I didn't remember that. Yeah, I forgot to tell you.
Out with that molar.
That's right. Kids bring over a bad report card. Man, I'm getting false teeth.
Take them all out.
That's right.
You don't have
No
any
more pain.
You don't have any more for me to take out. Stop getting disease.
Well, nope, now gum surgery. Here we go.
I got to replace the implants with more implants.
Brutal.
I kid, of course. Yeah, but of course, Dr. Usher, you and Dr. Keon kind of hold down the fort there at Carabelli Dental. How's things at the office right now?
Dental World has been awesome.
Yeah?
We've been having a lot of fun. Actually, the past few months we've been seeing a lot of patients for sedation and wisdom teeth removal, actually.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean...
There's just been a run of that here over the fall months here?
Yes, it's been really, really good. I feel like we've had a lot of adult patients come in with like pain, even with wisdom teeth, and typically you think of wisdom teeth, hey, let's get these out when you're young.
Sure.
And, typically that's what happens. But, life runs its course and sometimes that doesn't take priority. And so, we've had a lot of those cases, sedating individuals, making the experience comfortable for people while we do those surgeries.
Sure. I was in my 30s when I got my wisdom teeth pulled.
That's interesting.
And all four of mine were under the gum line and completely horizontal.
The fun ones.
Yeah.
Yes.
And actually the top two. And this was Dr. Carey back before you guys were there.
Absolutely.
He was able to yank those two out, but the other two I had to go under for.
Yeah.
They had to go to an orthodontist, I guess would have been.
Or maybe an oral surgeon,
Somebody different.
Exactly.
And they had to knock me out for those.
Okay,
and, that was.
So that's what we've been doing a lot of, is a lot of those surgeries with sedation. And, it really helps people, as you mentioned, hey, I got two out, but I needed, the sedation for the rest. And so that's kind of cool because we can do it all at once, get all four of them out, and then you kind of have a better experience in that way. So we've been doing a lot of that. It's been a lot of fun and seen a lot of families in the office.
Piece of advice for anyone getting wisdom teeth pulled out. When they explain to you about what not to do to get a dry socket,
pay attention.
Pay very close attention because I know a lot of people are like, okay, whatever, I'm gonna use a straw.
I'm just gonna suck on this. Yeah, exactly.
I got a dry socket.
They're
first
painful,
round.
aren't they?
They're not pleasant.
No,
Not good.
and a lot of times it's more pain than what they initially came in for.
Yeah.
So I tell people, like, pay attention, like, don't do this, make sure you do that, and keep the area clean.
Yeah.
So, Dustin, from a patient perspective, actually, he's done a couple procedures with sedation. Do you want to tell us how sedation was?
Yeah, absolutely. This is actually a cool little story. So this is actually my first major dental surgery ever.
So you've never been knocked out, so to speak.
No, not at all. First major surgery, actually, ever. So it was...
So you're probably a little nervous.
Yeah, I was a little
Even
scared,
though you're
right?
like, hey, I know the doc, but...
surgery, a little scary, right?
Sure.
It's not like you go to the hospital,
like-
and who doesn't want to be sedated for a surgery?
Not especially when your wife's the one doing. I'm just saying.
Yeah,
Like,
exactly.
did I really make her mad?
Yeah.
I mean, if you're already nervous because you've never done it before, and then you're like, do I have a woman with some anger issues at me right now?
What did I do wrong last night? Hold on, is this gonna be good? Should we reschedule? Right?
Right. Like, let's come back after I go to the jewelry store. How about that, sweetie?
Yeah, and it's not like, for sedation, like you go to the hospital and you're like, I'm going to just go ahead and sign off not to get sedated, have my gallbladder removed. You're not going to do that, right? You know what I mean? So, like, I wanted to be sedated, and the whole process was just amazing. Like, I didn't feel anything, didn't hear anything, didn't smell anything. You know when you're in there, right? You're drilling on your tooth,
Sure,
you're
it's like
smelling all kinds of burnt. Who knows?
Someone cooking toast in here? What's going on?
Right. So after that, like,
It's like sourdough bread toast that's burning.
Exactly. I'm like,
hey, someone's lunch is burning. What's going on?
No, that's your tooth.
So long story short is like I didn't remember a single thing. Next thing I know, I'm at home. And I'm like, did I just have surgery? You know what I mean? Next time, can I go in when I get my teeth cleaned and get sedated as well for that? For teeth cleaning. So it was like the experience was just awesome, man. It was enjoyable and.
That's great. Yeah. That's great. By the way, he also signed for. He didn't realize he signed a bunch of financing for some new furniture and a couple other things.
Yeah, you remember that? Yeah, you remember those earrings I was wearing the other day? You did that.
Absolutely.
Thanks.
Sedation was worth it.
Sedation was worth it.
I'm just kidding, but in all seriousness, you said it wasn't that apprehensive, like you said. I'm sure you built up in your head. Whole, and we all do it. I don't care. Anytime you're nervous about something, it doesn't matter if it's dental work or bungee jumping, you always kind of build up in your head
10 times
worst case
worse
scenario and everything, and then you go through it and you're like, oh, that was what it was.
That was okay.
And in essence, that's exactly what happened.
Absolutely, it was like major like gum surgery stuff. Just like don't remember a single thing. I was like, that's great. Happy. You know what I mean? So
and how was the aftercare and all that too? Is that? I mean, that's really. And to be honest, when you want to talk about success in your recovery of surgery, it's all about the aftercare. If you follow the doctors and Sarah's instructions on this stuff, it's usually pretty pain-free. It's when you skew off that a little bit is when problems arise.
Yeah, you bring up a good point, and a lot that's what me and Keon were talking about. Dr. Agar were talking about the other day is how you're talking about dry sockets. Like how many dry socket patients do we see? And I'm going to knock on some wood here, but honestly, we do not have those situations where patients are coming back with like post-operative pain, right? So part of it is, hey, we're educating you. Let's make sure we're giving you the right information, and then, hey, what are you going to do with that information? And people are just so awesome. They do, like you said, follow the rules and rinse their mouth and follow everything we're saying. But you're right. The big success is, did I go home nauseous? No, I didn't, right? Because we're giving you the medications to prevent that from happening, right? Yeah. Did I go home and, have pain? No, because we're solving that problem before it even happens. So you're right. It's the surgery itself is important, but more so it's like, how do I feel when I'm at home, 2 days later, right? So you're right. I'm glad you brought that up because that's a good point.
Yeah, it's really I know it's very invasive mentally, and you think about it, but at the end of the day, it's really quite easy, and and generally speaking, people are like, now you get to have a milkshake, and you get to get treated like a child afterwards, and that's pretty cool.
Absolutely.
Exactly.
Yeah, absolutely.
I don't care what anybody says. It's kind of nice to be. We'll get you home, sweetie. You want a milkshake, chocolate? Okay. And of course you're hopped up on the medication, so you're just like, okay.
And even after, like I said, minimal pain, nothing. I mean, it was amazing. So
did you get made fun of in any way, shape, or form afterwards?
I really don't remember that either. That's how good it was. Yeah.
I did. Because I had to go, and they told me before, because you had something in your stomach, I guess, where you take your next pain meds or whatever.
Yeah.
So they said, as soon as you're done, go get a milkshake, and they have that. and my mouth was not functioning properly. And they're
Drooling.
like, here, let's suck this milkshake in, and it's like not working.
Not to mention without a straw, right?
Yeah.
So then you got to like try to get it, and then the lips not working.
I looked. I looked. I'm not trying to. I look like an adult with like special needs. I just had shirt just shake all over my shirt. I'm like just the expression of just complete stupidness on my face, and I'm just like people are like that guy's got problems.
So half in your mouth, half on your shirt.
Yeah,
there you go.
They're like, poor Mike. Oh, poor Mike. Let me help you with that.
and I think I've told this story on here, but I'm gonna. And then my wife, because you're not exactly in the best decision-making ability when you're hopped up on the
you're happy. You're just,
it's
all good. It's all good.
And so they said you need to ice down your mouth. Ice packs the first day, and I think it was heat after that or something. And this was a couple years ago.
Yes.
And so what we did, my wife had a great idea, And so we've had the ice packs right here, and then she took pantyhose and like tied it around. So I'm sitting there with this picture,
gosh.
and I guess in my state of highness or whatever, she said, I said, yeah, take my picture. And so they took my picture, and now I'm still haunted to this day by my Facebook page of this picture of my face all with pantyhose around my head, too big. And she was like, you told me to. I was like,
no, I didn't.
I was not in the mood to be, or clearly in a state to be making.
And actually, it's framed hanging up on the wall, too, right?
Yeah, I was like, this is not. Now you're going to rely on my decision-making ability at this particular moment. But yeah.
Oh my gosh. Okay, so Facebook stalking you today, so I can go find that picture.
Yeah, exactly. A picture of me
with your pantyhose around your head.
Now it's not as bad as some of the videos afterwards where people come out of the anesthesia talking.
Oh gosh, yeah.
Do y'all get to give experiences?
We do.
In the dental office?
We do. Oh, absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. And then
is there a lot of videotape filming of these poor people?
So like as we're walking them out, it's like you have sister outside, like with their phones on, and then like patients just like, what's up? Got my teeth out, I'm done, like my teeth are out, so they're like trying to talk, and then the mom's like, shh, be quiet, don't be so loud, and then the brother's on the other side, hey, are you done? And
straight to Facebook, there you go.
Yeah.
Have you had any that got real vulgar or anything, like some of the ones you see on TV?
Oh yeah, sometimes. Video? So I'm like, no bad words, and they're like, beep, beep.
Yeah.
And you're just like, okay.
Beep that beep.
Yeah, beep that beep now. It's like real funny.
Yeah.
But the thing is, like, people just like, that's part of the relaxation, I think.
Sure.
It's not vulgar in like an angry way. It's just like, they're just chill. Like, they're just like.
Their inhibitions
are
just.
It's all good.
Record them, but don't put it on Facebook. Just record them and say, this is what you did just,
and
a half hour ago.
Exactly. And to be clear, it's always the little sister or brother or who's recording. So, like, we never, like, obviously record our patients or anything like that. But it's always, like, the family who has it. So if you come in to get your wisdom teeth taken out, just rest assured it's not us recording you. It's your little brother. Yeah. So make sure you have a chat with him before you come in.
Maybe get some kind of legally binding contract established before you go into the into the office.
Unless you're like Mike and you just, like, you give full jurisdiction on everything.
At this point, there's not a whole lot much worse out there that you could do that I haven't
been there, done that. Yeah.
Hence the giant me, and fortunately, that's the top half without the pantyhose and everything. With the rest of that one.
Too much.
Yeah, been there, done that. But
very cool.
But here's the thing we talk about at Carabelli Dental. And that's the thing. Regardless if you've got major work that needs done or just looking for like your permanent family dentist.
Exactly.
You guys, you and Dr. Keon and really the whole staff there. It's a very friendly atmosphere.
It is.
Judgment-free. And what I mean by that is people get nervous coming to the dentist. And especially if you didn't grow up or weren't one that you just regularly went, unless your parents have a regular health care plan or, pretty good shape.
Sometimes you weren't there.
Dentist is like, hey, if it ain't hurting, it ain't nothing wrong with it,
And and not only that, priorities have taken us in different directions in the past few years, right? So there are individuals who maybe haven't been to the dentist in a while because of certain, whatever's been happening in the world. Maybe you're consumed by that. Your priorities have taken you somewhere else. So, absolutely, there's always there's always a story to what's going on, and whatever that story is for you, it's individualized for you. And, we provide that care that you need based on where you're at that moment. And no, there's definitely, nothing to be ashamed about or anything like that, because we all got our own thing going on. And when you're there, we want to help. So as you mentioned, our team is really awesome. I think when people walk in the office, that's what they notice. They notice the smiles and they notice the welcoming atmosphere. And it doesn't start with me or Dr. Agar. It's with the staff, And so to make that patient welcome from that first initial phone call to all the way back into the chair to say, hey, yeah, let's get this treatment done. It's definitely not me. It's the staff. It's Dustin on that other end, like making sure patient information is protected, right?
But to say
that's a huge deal.
That IT side working, your day's a nightmare.
So. Oh, absolutely, yeah.
It's called IT, invisible till needed.
That's right. Well, see, and we were joking earlier about she in command in the chair there, but at the end of the day, he's the guy controlling the power and the
absolutely
and where the computers do its thing. Oh,
absolutely.
And that's that's a position of power. So
absolutely.
Yeah, honestly, when I designed the network infrastructure, I was sedated. It was that good. So I don't even remember.
So there is a slight balance in the leverage game in this situation.
Exactly. I got to behave too.
but in all seriousness, what you're saying is it's a family atmosphere. It's
absolutely.
The staff it works well together. They're happy there. Everyone's sure it's a job like everything else, but at the same day, they're all happy to be at work. They're happy to visit and talk with folks. I know every time. I go in there and get my cleaning and everything where we kind of pick up the conversation where you left off with my dental hygienist and everything.
Exactly.
And then we got to figure out some way to figure out how Keon can ask me questions without 27 things in my mouth.
Yeah,
because I don't know the rule here. I'm like, should I answer you? Should I just wait patiently? Yeah. I don't know. I'm not trying to be rude, but I don't want to, bite.
Am I going to get poked?
A, don't want to get stabbed. B, don't want to, taste blood.
Exactly.
That's your finger. I don't want to do that either.
Exactly. Yeah. We have a bad habit of that. It's like, hey, how's it going? How's Susan? Oh, and the dog. And, and it's like we have like 12 things in your mouth and you're just like, you're just like,
okay. Was that a yes or no?
Yeah, but we weirdly understand. And we're like, that is so good to hear. Yeah. Oh my gosh, that's so awesome that Susie went and got her new hairdo done and now she has a perm. We're just like, how did you hear that? I don't know. We developed these weird dentist ears.
Maybe it's kind of or you're just by the tone. It's like, oh, that's good. Bad. Frown.
Sorry to hear that.
Yeah, absolutely. I really wanted to talk about the staff there. When it comes to IT security and being a dental office, we're responsible for the HIPAA. Everybody knows what HIPAA is, right?
The security and protections and what you're entitled to and what
absolutely.
What privacy you can expect.
The standards body.
Protect patient information.
Yeah, absolutely. And the staff there are training annually, quarterly, weekly, going through different trainings, and I have an example. There was a suspicious email that came over to one of our front staff and Adriana, and right away,
give me all your money.
Yeah, right away she was like, it flagged well, this doesn't look right, So she sent it over to me. I investigated it. It was benign or whatever. But again, that just shows how our staff take care of our patients, their safety, security, their information, and they're on point with that. So commend them. Besides the the data encryption, the firewalls that we have in place, the staff is really the front line of defense.
Sure.
And they do great. So I appreciate that.
And really then, speaking of that same vein here, I know during the whole COVID pandemic, you guys did a complete overhaul of the filtration system in that place. And so pretty much that's the most sterile air on the planet that you're going to be breathing in that building because of the filtration system and everything in place. It's all obviously medical grade stuff here, and so you walk in there and next thing you're like, how come I don't have as many allergies when I'm hanging out in this
building? Why am I breathing clean air right now?
Yeah,
we did that. Now you bring up a good point because we were really concerned post COVID. It's like it was at that time when we didn't really know what we didn't know, and we were like, how could we make it a little bit better, safer, what's for whatever's next, So we worked with RPM here local, and we did a full filtration system. So we have fresh air pumping through the office. I think it's every 4 minutes or something like that. So air old air out, new air in. And it makes a difference because if you think about it, when you go to the dentist, right, you're in this small little room. It's like your little cubby, right?
Close contact.
Yeah, exactly. You have your hygienist there and you have all this, like all the little bugs from your mouth floating around. So what happens to that, right?
Yeah.
Well, pre our cool ventilation system, well, who knows? You know, it got filtrated and sooner or later it made its way out. But now it's like indefinite. We definitely know that the air is being filtrated and we definitely know that it's clean. And that's what matters for our patients. It matters for us working there, but for our patients, like we're breathing in clean air.
I'm kind of curious if you yourself or, any of the staff have noticed like less issues with allergies and things or anything like that.
I haven't asked.
Okay. I'd be curious to wonder if you're spending more time in that building.
Absolutely.
If they're like,
What's the difference?
I don't need to take my Claritin as much or something like that. I bet they're experiencing some of that.
That's a good point. I need to ask them.
Yeah, because if there's nothing to aggravate
the pollution or whatever, that makes a good point.
O2 stat's actually above 100% now. It's so clean.
It's so clean, it's starting to get dirty. Come around.
Coming full circle.
Like, wait a minute, what's going on here?
Of course, if you're looking for obviously a new family dentist here, or you just have a medical or a dental issue that you want to get looked at, please call Carabelli Dental. Set that appointment up. You guys are very flexible with working with people and getting in. And if you're apprehensive, if you're nervous, don't worry. They've got the training and expertise to help you with that. Make the experience as pleasant as possible with everything here. And modern dentistry, especially if an older folk and hasn't been to a dentist in a while. The technology. If you haven't been to the dentist in say 10 years or so, it is 1,000% different technology and things. Even like when you go for a cleaning and the equipment they're using for that, and how you rinse your mouth. I mean, all that's different than how it was when 10 years, even as little as 10 years ago.
And the technology to speak to that point real quick, the technology isn't intimidating by any means. It's actually better, right? So we have this really cool scanner. Maybe someone remembers getting a crown and we had to put, Play-Doh in your mouth and you bite it and it's going down your throat and you're like, want to gag.
Right.
Sedation, please.
Let's knock me out.
Yeah. It's different though. We have this scanner. You need a crown. We scan your mouth with this digital camera. There's no more gooey stuff that goes down your throat. You don't have to worry about choking or, I'm going to throw up or anything like that. So that's part of the technology. It's not intimidating technology. It's technology to make your experience better and more comfortable, honestly.
Sure. Well, I mean, even like for like deep cleanings and things, the water. The water, I say water pick, but it's not really.
It's
water
like the
pick.
Cavitron unit, like the ultrasonic unit. Yeah,
and that's back in the day they were using the hooks and everything in there, and people
the
like,
loud scraping.
Yeah, and
exactly.
Now, I mean, obviously for just light stuff, they're using the little hook to get. But if they do need to get a deeper clean in there, they've got that water pick technology that's. It's more efficient. It's more efficient. It doesn't hurt. I mean, it doesn't.
Exactly.
It's not people. It's just water getting shot on your mouth.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly.
One thing that's great about the staff there too. They're always coming up with new innovative ideas, whether it's from check in to check out,
right,
to make that process a better patient experience.
Sure, streamline it.
For example, checking in, with iPads, sending their charts to the account. The clinical staff, like you said, with these new technologies in the back. Just making that whole experience better for the patients. It's awesome.
And everything's quick. You get, you come, unless you come like an hour before your appointment time. But if you get there a few minutes early, you're usually in the lobby like 5 minutes, and then which is kind of unheard of in a doctor's office this day and age.
You're right. I mean, honestly, it's like everyone's so overwhelmed, honestly. But we really tried. There are days definitely that we do run behind, and we have to catch back up. But for the most part, I think that's part of what we do really well in the office is stay on schedule so that because we value your time. I mean, maybe you came for a lunch break. Maybe you came for, real quick before you can go pick up your kids.
In between appointments here.
Yeah, so we try really hard to respect people's time and all that jazz. And we think that we do a really good job with that. Again, kudos to the staff because they're the ones who make things go around in that office.
Sure. Yeah, it does make it easy for you and Dr. Agar and everything when you have good team around you, people that can kind of let you guys just go from patient to patient and do your thing and keep you guys on task.
Yes.
And from an IT perspective, they make my job, easy with what they know and their knowledge and their training.
That's good.
So, yeah.
Because usually the IT guys like the weird dude
Yeah,
that no one likes.
he says,
You should see my little closet office I have over there.
No.
It's only like 2 by 2.
He says we make his job easy. Can you count the hairs on his head for me? Honestly.
I'm always going wait, what they say?
Is that marriage related or work related? That's a combination. Double-edged sword here.
Did I lose it during sedation? Hey, I had a full head of hair before sedation. What happened?
Man looked like Bob Ross before you got it.
Yeah, it's like, come on now, Jeez. I was like, last time I get sedated.
We kid.
Yeah, no, it was great.
But, we throw a little bit of stress your way every once in a while.
Yeah.
It's like, Justin, this computer, room A, what's going on with it? It's not turning on. I need it on now. He's like, ugh.
Well, is the light on? Oh, it's off. It's powered off. It's okay. Just plug it back in. Push the power button. We're good to go.
We're
Start to back up.
Well, that's the world we live in. It's like IT people versus the rest of us. It's just that world we live in.
True.
Because IT guys,
yeah,
and I know it's when the first generations, they were picked on as nerds and things.
True.
Now they're cooler now, but in the day they weren't. So they didn't develop the social skills they needed.
We had the keto hands and like on the keyboard and just sitting in a dark room.
And so they had all these people treat them like crap as kids. Now they're like, I got the power. Oh, you want to do things? You need me?
Payback.
Time to kiss the ring. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but like I said, the staffs are just really innovative in general. You know what I mean?
Sure.
Just me working along with them, and it's like that's great. So I really enjoy it. So.
Yeah, I'm joking when we talk about all this stuff, but and at the end of the day, if you're looking for a home for your family or you yourself for dental needs, and Carabelli Dental, they got you covered. They can help with it's you always get like dentists and they say we specialize with kids and all. We can do all that stuff.
Yes.
You guys work with children and have fun and make the experience just as painless for the kids as you do for the adults and everybody else, and making dental starting to try to put some fun in dental work again.
Exactly.
I mean, it's one of there's not one person on the planet that says I love going to the dentist. Nobody says that. No one loves this.
I hear the opposite quite often, and then it's joking time, then you kind of lighten the mood a little bit, and the dental assistant will kind of say something funny, and then the patient is relaxed a little bit more. But the first thing is like, I hate this office. I hate being at the dentist office. I hate the dentist. So I'll joke with him, and and I'll say something funny back, and
I hate going to work.
I hate patients.
Me personally, I love going to the dentist. Actually.
Yeah.
It's my favorite.
Yeah. Yay. But no, seriously. So it's like it's natural. It's a natural thing to not want to be poked and prodded on your teeth and in your mouth and in the gums, and then you're bleeding and it's like, oh man, that was me. Sorry. But it's cool. It's we have a fun time there. The staff is real cool. Me and Dr. Aga really appreciate all the patients who come in and just the ability of people to come in and have, the motivation to be there. That's challenging, that's challenging.
Absolutely. Well, that's where it works is you have a place that people love coming to and it's a family. But at the end of the day, you provide a service that's very much needed, but very much not wanted. You know what I mean? It's, people not going there if they didn't have to.
Exactly. And it's a win-win situation. People are happy. They get their families in. They get the treatment they need. Those wisdom teeth come out. Experience afterward is good. No pain. And then it's a win-win situation for everyone. So,
absolutely. And I imagine, too, you get the people, especially folks that maybe been sitting with an issue, just riding it out and everything. And then they finally go and get that taken care of, and that pain's gone, or that issue's gone.
Huge.
And it literally is a life-changing event for that person.
It's a quality of life issue. I mean, can you imagine waking up every morning with tooth pain, one tooth or 10 teeth or whatever it is? But I mean, I can't imagine that you go through your day happy or,
I'll say personalities change at that point.
Absolutely. Oh, absolutely. Or an individual who maybe needs a new set of dentures that doesn't have any teeth or something like that. I mean, that is huge to get your smile back, right? I mean, we have a lot of family gatherings coming up in the next few months, and it's like, to get people, we've had people we've had people cry in our chairs because they're like, wow, like I could take a picture like with my grandkids this year. Like, so that's like real cool, you know?
That's
like
true,
we
too. I
have
never
these
think
such
about that.
good,
Yeah.
like we have these good, you know, experiences with patients, and it's like now I can smile again. You know,
Sure.
it's not like the closed mouth smile and the selfie. You know, it's like big teeth smile. You know, and
Sure.
happy. Like let's show people who you really are. You know, so
Absolutely. And finances, you work with folks, you know?
Absolutely.
So, I mean, obviously insurance covers, you know, but if folks that need help there, you work with everybody.
Yep, absolutely. We have some payment options that are
Yeah.
available, and
You shouldn't have to, you know, put out the farm to get a smile.
Exactly.
You sell the farm
Exactly.
to have a smile that you
Exactly.
deserve, you know?
And like I said, the whole experience, you know, even getting a cleaning, just get sedated. You know, don't remember anything at the office. You know what I mean?
Yeah, why not? Like I just go for the sedation. I need a good nap.
Yeah, my dad actually, to bring it home a little bit, my dad is actually one of those people who hates going to the dentist, right?
It's just apprehensive.
And my dad is not a dentist. He works in a different field. So he was like, he came to the office at one point, and we actually had to get, you know, do some deeper cleaning, as you mentioned. And I was like, well, Dad, why don't we get you more relaxed? Let's sedate you. And my dad's like, okay, like he's like, sure, let's do whatever you want to do. Let's do it. So I sedated him, and like he wakes up, he's like, it's like he goes home, sleeps all night long, and wakes up the next morning. He's like, gosh, he's like, that's the best sleep I've ever had. And then he's like, I didn't know you did that. He's like, every time I come here, I'm getting sedated. And I was like,
Perfect example.
so now I've turned him into a monster. Every single time he's here, it's like, Dad, you just need a little basic cleaning this time. He's like, no, it might hurt. Let's just put me under. Like,
he's like, yeah, spot on my teeth. Better knock me out.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is exactly.
I just cleaned you.
Yeah.
We're just brushing your teeth now.
Yeah,
Dad. Stop.
We're just flossing and brushing. No. That's hilarious.
So yeah, I don't know. I think I ruined that one, but you know, he didn't really know what to expect, and he had such a good experience, and you know, like
Now he's got the cleanest teeth in the block.
exactly. Like, Dad, you were just here like 2 weeks ago.
But and that's just it. Come experience it. Don't we build things up in our head, and
Exactly.
don't let the pain. Don't let the. I know. I'm that stubborn ideology too. I know it's like, oh, it's just fine. I'll deal with it, or I will, you know, let's worry about the kids. Don't worry
Yes.
about me.
Yes. Yes.
No. Get that taken care of. It's too easy not to have this taken
Yeah,
care
we're
of.
here. We're here to help. If you're ready to make that step or to get something done, we're absolutely love to help you. That's for sure.
Absolutely. Give out the phone number.
Sure. We are at Carabelli Dental, and we are at 575-622-4455.
All right.
Yep.
And of course, Carabelli Dental's on Facebook, and
Yeah.
you got your website
Absolutely.
and everything else. Just, I think it's Carabelli.
Yes.
Okay.
Carabelli.
I always do it phonetically in my head.
Yeah.
You know, but
Yeah, there is no Dr. Carabelli. Just to put that out there. We have some patients come in sometime. They're like, I want to see Dr. Carabelli. We're like,
me too.
ain't here. Sorry.
This persona we
you got
created,
Dr.
yes.
Sarah or Dr. Keon?
I think you should go. Maybe that should be a character of yours. Maybe for Halloween.
Ooh, interesting.
Dr. Cara Belly.
Interesting. Keon, I'm gonna put Keon.
Keon will be all over that.
Well, I'm with you because I figure I fit Dr. Cara Belly.
Yeah. You know, you bring up a good point.
That's awesome.
And I think it should be a comedic character with a big, huge belly.
Yeah.
And it'd be Cara
This is a-
Belly. And then the belly comes out.
Yeah.
And you're like, hey, how
Need that tooth? Here you go. Just give it a good whack there.
I'm going to eat it. Cara Belly.
Get
in my belly, baby. Belly.
Telling you, I think they got a theme here.
Oh my God, yeah. So be careful.
hilarious.
Exactly, patients. Be careful what you ask for.
That's right. I get the Dr. Belly coming out.
That's
You
hilarious.
hear the PA speaker going, paging Dr. Belly. You know what's going on.
Yeah, we all have our radios like Dr. Belly, room 1.
And we start, no!
Not
Look
Dr.
out.
Belly.
Dr. Belly.
Oh, man.
I
that's
kid, none
hilarious.
of this will happen.
That's hilarious.
You never know.
But definitely check out online, Carabelli.
Yes.
Check out Facebook, and then of course come on down there, right here on North Main, right next to the Roswell Convention and Civic Center.
Yep.
Right in between Sonic and the Convention and Civic Center.
You'll find us.
Right smack dab in between is
Yes.
Carabelli Dental.
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
Very good. Is there anything we missed? Anything we
I don't
wanted
think
to share?
so. No, I think we talked about everything. I think we're good. Yeah, we're really happy to be here.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, thank you guys, and thank you very much for joining us here.
Absolutely,
And
thank you for having me.
And now if I got computer questions, I'll be asking guys. I'll walk. If I got in my teeth, I'll be locked in. Hey, my computer keeps doing this. Can you ask your husband to take a look at this?
Absolutely. Did you turn it off? Did you turn it back on?
Yeah, he's like, have you tried rebooting it yet? Thank you guys.
Thank you, Mike.
We'll see you next time.
Thanks for having us.
Have a good one.
Anytime. All right, it is 7:53. Let's pause for some local news. Kim Commando, quick break as well. Don't go away.
Now for a Pecos Valley news update, I'm Jared Cirillo. Believing that one person's junk is another person's treasure, the Roswell Adult Center will host a secondhand treasure sale November 5th through 6th. Tables are currently being reserved for anyone who wishes to sell. The sale at the Adult Center will be Friday, November 5th from 4 to 7 and Saturday from 7 to noon. Sellers can reserve an 8-foot table for $10 and multiple tables can be reserved. You can register at roswellconnect.com. The Chavez County Metro Narcotics Task Force seized narcotics with an estimated street value of $35,000 during an investigation at a residence in southern Roswell last week. Agents with the multi-agency task force that includes RPD responded to the house in the 800 block of West Jaffa Street to assist the New Mexico Adult Probation and Parole Office. APPO had been conducting a large-scale operation in Roswell, doing random house checks of subjects who are on probation and parole. You're up to date. I'm Jared Cirillo.
If you remember Google Glass, it was a very clumsy attempt at augmented reality. They were to provide wearers with private messages, map overlays with directions, and data about people around you. Google Glass failed miserably, but Apple has quietly patented technology to succeed where Google failed. I'm Kim Commando, brought to you by SimpliSafe. Right now, my listeners get 40% off SimpliSafe's award-winning home security. Learn more at simplysafekim.com. Imagine this: stylish designer glasses that work with your iPhone to collect data. But the data is projected directly onto the retina of your eye, giving a full virtual reality experience. It's a little like the Oculus VR headsets, but without the headset. Or they could work like a heads-up display, giving you constant input for directions, guided tours, you name it. Quoting from the patent, virtual reality systems could display stereoscopic scenes to create an illusion of depth. Of course, this is only a patent, and Apple is not speaking a word. But if any company can pull it off, it's going to be Apple. Get updates at commando.com.
Do you have boxes of old photos that have been fading away for years? This holiday season, give the gift of preserving precious memories forever with an Epson Fast Photo Scanner. My favorite part is having fun rediscovering and sharing those memories with friends and family. The Epson Fast Photo automatically scans, organizes, and restores all different sizes of photos. Start spreading holiday cheer and preserve what's priceless. Add the Epson Fast Photo Scanner to your holiday shopping list at Amazon, Best Buy, and Epson.com/FastPhotoKim.
This is a metaphor for your business's journey. Sometimes it feels like you're going 100 miles an hour, barely keeping up. But to cruise through challenges, you need someone who's right there with you. That's what Dell Technologies advisors do. They have the Windows PCs and tech advice you need to get past whatever's in front of you and get where you want to go. Call an advisor today at 877-ASK-DELL. That's 877-ASK-DELL. A start to a simpler experience with Windows 11 Pro.
It's time for the Chavez County Sports Report. Thriller on Friday night as Roswell defeats Goddard, nipping the Rockets 16-14, and the Coyotes, as a result, got the third seed in the Class 5A playoffs. They will take on the winner of the Goddard Rockets against the Valley Vikings. Goddard is the 6th seed. They'll be taking on Valley this Friday night at 7 o'clock. Valley is the 11th seed. NMMI and Dexter from the same district, they're both in the playoffs. NMMI's the 5th seed, winning over Tucumcari 42-11 on Friday, and they will be taking on number 12 Thoreau this coming weekend. Dexter is the 10th seed, losing narrowly to Hope Christian 28-21. They'll be playing at Cuba on Saturday. Hagerman is the 6th seed in 2-8. They'll be playing at Eunice Friday night at 7. Sports Report brought to you by DSI. Call DSI for all your office technology needs. I'm Eric Butler at Roswell's Talk FM 106.5.
The Roswell Chavez County Economic Corporation, in partnership with New Mexico Workforce Connections and the City of Roswell, have put together a job fair hiring event November 4th from 4 to 7 7 p.m. at the Roswell Convention Center. Come prepared to be interviewed on the spot, as this is a hiring event. Workforce Connections will provide laptops for those that need to apply online and a mobile station to help job seekers with resumes and interviews. To reserve a booth at this event, call 575-622-1975 or email mjuarez at mjuarez@chavezcounty.net.
Oasis Computers has been Roswell's trusted source for home and small business computers for over 30 years, and they continue to be your best resource for computer repairs, operating system upgrades, web root managed, antivirus, special orders, and more. Oasis Computers is now open from 8 to 1, Monday through Friday, to better serve you. Service calls by appointments and after-hour appointments are available too. Stop by Oasis Computers at 1703 North Garden or call or text 575-625-9141 for even faster service.
As a business leader, you want what's best for your employees. You want them to be happy, take pride in their work, and have access to better health. That's where we come in. Health plans from True Health New Mexico offer members access to over 10,000 providers in facilities throughout New Mexico. Many prescription drugs have $0 copays, and many plans cover behavioral health 100%. Be true to your company and to your employees. Visit TrueHealthNewMexico.com.
At Anderson Bethany Funeral Home and Crematorium, we honor and pay tribute to the achievements of your loved one by celebrating the life you shared together. Anderson Bethany Funeral Home and Crematorium is compassionate and cares about our local community and the families we serve here in southeastern New Mexico. Locally owned and operated, we will be here to help you decide how to celebrate the bond you've shared and pay tribute to the unique individual you've lost. Visit us at 2609 South Main in Roswell or call 622-5888.
Your home for Sean Hannity in Roswell. 106.5 Roswell's Talk FM, KEND, Roswell, New Mexico.
A device likening global warming to a bomb that will destroy the planet unless it can be defused. Correspondent Charles de Ledesma says that not all world leaders are buying it.
Xi Jinping, president of top carbon polluting nation China, and Russian President Vladimir Putin won't be in Glasgow. Turkish President Recep Tayyip Erdogan also has decided to not travel there, the state-run Anadolu agency has announced, without citing any reason for the change of plans.
President Biden is at the summit. He is due to speak shortly. Congressional Democrats still wrangling over details of President Biden's revised social spending plan, with a bipartisan infrastructure bill also hanging in the balance. It is slow going, with the House Rules Committee not taking up the issue today after all.
A leadership aide told Axios in a statement Sunday the committee needs additional time to craft language and get final agreement with all parties involved after the group made extensive progress on prescription drugs and other initiatives that were not included in a text released by the committee last week. The aide, however, said the committee is still planning to vote, quote, as early as possible this week, but did not specify a specific day. President Biden also said Sunday he expects the vote to happen this week. Bernie Bennett, Washington.
Crunch time for the Virginia gubernatorial candidates. Tomorrow, Election Day in the Old Dominion. Townhall.com reports big data poll from Richard Barris gives Republican Glenn Youngkin a 3-point advantage over Democrat Terry McAuliffe. Third poll that has Youngkin in the lead, although his campaign warning supporters against complacency. Texas pro-life law, the subject of oral arguments today before the U.S. Supreme Court. The so-called Heartbeat Act bans most abortions in the state. Wall Street, the Dow is up 81 points, the NASDAQ down 5 points. More on these stories at townhall.com.
Why are cash-out refinances such a big deal right now? Uncle Ryan tries to teach me something.
I really feel like right now might be a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. I've been doing this for 18 years now, and I've just never seen a market where the rates are so low and values across the country have skyrocketed as much as they have. That combination, I remember one couple in particular, they were looking to do some home improvements at the house, but they were worried about their payments going up. Well, with rates being so low and them building up so much equity in the home over the last few years, we were able to get them the cash out for those home improvements, and their payments actually went down a little bit. Every single situation is different, but it does happen more often than you think. So it definitely does not hurt to call.
We are United Faith Mortgage.
United Faith Mortgage is a DBA of United Mortgage Corp. 25 Middle Park Road, Melville, New York. Licensed mortgage banker. For all licensing information, go to nmlsconsumeraccess.org. Corporate NMLS number 1330. Equal housing lender. License in Alaska, Hawaii, Georgia, Massachusetts, North Dakota, South Dakota, or Utah.
Global death toll attributed to COVID-19 now topping 5 million.
While countries worldwide try to recover from the pandemic, a steady stream of coronavirus deaths continues. The United States still has the highest number. Nearly 750,000 people have died. Brazil and India are close behind. Health experts say 5 million deaths is a staggering figure. They want vaccines to be shared to help stop the disease from spreading and new strains from emerging. They also warn there are signs of another surge in COVID-19 in many countries, just as bans on international travellers are being relaxed.
The BBC's Simon Ponsford. Shanghai Disneyland locked down after one visitor tested positive for COVID-19. Park officials say it will remain shut down today and tomorrow while they cooperate with an investigation of that case. News and analysis, townhall.com. After Houston topped Atlanta in Game 5, there will be a World Series Game 6.
The Astros are still alive in the World Series. Houston overcame a 4-run first-inning deficit to defeat Atlanta 9-5. The Braves still lead the series 3-2. Adam Duvall had a grand slam home run to put the Braves on top early, but Houston chipped away, finally taking the lead with a 3-run outburst in the 5th. The Braves' previously invincible pitching gave up 12 hits to the Astros. Carlos Correa and Yuri Gurriel had 3 each. Martin Maldonado drove in 3 runs on a single walk and sacrifice. Gary McKillips, Atlanta.
Game 6 tomorrow night in Houston. Israel has begun welcoming individual tourists for the first time since the onset of the coronavirus pandemic. Authorities hope the return of solo travelers will breathe new life into Israel's struggling tourism industry. Once again on Wall Street this hour, the Dow is up 68 points. More on these stories at townhall.com.
What in the wide, wide world of sports is going on here?
I promise you, whatever scum did this, not one man on this force will rest for 1 minute until he's behind bars. Now let's grab a bite to eat. Yeah, come on.
I feel the hot wind on my shoulder and the touch of a world that is older. I hit the switch and check the number. I leave it on and then I slumber. I hear the rhythm ringing through it. Flamenco guitar and cumbia music. I hear the talking of the DJ. The travel listen, what does he say? I'm on a Mexican radio. I'm on a Mexican radio.
Broadcasting live from high atop the J.P. White Building in downtown Roswell, New Mexico. It's Mornings with Mike Winters on 106.5 Roswell's Talk FM.
Is that what I sound like when I talk?
Now, here's your host, Mike Winters.
And good morning. It is 6 minutes after 8 o'clock. Welcome to hour number 2.
The Deuce.
There it is. Thank you, Roy, of Mornings with Mike Winters, right here on 106.5 Roswell's Talk FM. I believe Sean's recording some commercials, isn't he?
Yeah, he's busy right now.
He's in there. Dr. Sarah Usher, she was on the show with me now. Now she's cutting some new ads, so look for her bright voice coming soon to a commercial near you. So, happy Monday. I hope I know it's not the fun everyone's like now, but at least, I don't know, maybe you had a good weekend with your Halloween celebrations and everything. I'm telling you, kids got it better today. When I was a kid, you got like one night, and it didn't matter, there wasn't a weekend of trick-or-treating. There really wasn't even trunk-or-treats or nothing when I was a kid. I don't remember any of that stuff. They just had trick-or-treating, and you got what you got when you went, and when you went, you got the candy. Now, you could literally go like trunk-or-treat hopping and basically not have to buy candy for another year if you play your cards right.
This is the first time I'm hearing of it. This year.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. They've been doing this. It's they got the, because churches have their fall festivals or trunk or treats. So you hit all those and score a bunch of candy. And then the city went double this year. They had the event at the zoo, a ticketed event, but you could have cleaned up there and then turn around Sunday and go on to the convention center and cleaned up there. And then, and I'm not even getting to, all the private going around trick or treating. I'm telling you, there shouldn't be a kid in this town that ain't got 30 cavities or got about 1,000 calories of sugar hopped them into them already at 8 o'clock in the morning. Because someone said they couldn't even get candy at the store because everyone's collecting it and donating it. And I think the fact that we had the COVID for the last year or two here, and so like even last year, like our American Legion post, did our Halloween event and they had success, but they were kind of the very few or only game in town a year ago because no one was doing nothing. Now this year, it's people just said, I got to do Halloween, and they just and they went crazy with it. And now, everybody and their uncle was doing a Halloween event this week. So if you did not get candy this weekend, that's your own fault. I'm sorry, that's on you. You have no one to complain about except yourself, because people were literally just throwing candy at you just to walk by and look at them. So. It's on you if you didn't get it. But anyway, let me give you the rundown for this hour of the show. We're going to get you up to date with the weather here in just a few. And I got to be honest, I think this week's going to feel like the first full fall week of, we got temps in the 60s now this week. I know the evenings have been fall. Because we've gotten cool in the evenings. I mean, we live in the desert. What do you expect? It's going to get cold in the evenings. It's what the desert does. But at least at night, it's like we've gotten a couple nights where we've been like in the upper 30s, and you're like, okay, now it feels like fall. And the mornings for a hot minute feel like fall, but by like 10 o'clock, it's done. I think this week's going to feel full on fall.
Yeah, we had a week there where it was just normal weather for a while.
Like 72, actually, 72 is going to be our high till this weekend. Today's high, 72, is going to be our warmest day till like the weekend. Rest of the week, we're in the 60s. We're 63 tomorrow. We're 63 again on Wednesday. By Thursday, we're going to be 61. Yeah, Friday, we're 74.
Yeah, because it's either too hot or too cold in Roswell. That's my opinion.
You're the three bears of the Roswell community here. Looking for that perfect temperature porridge, aren't you?
I like 70 degrees.
I'm not lying. I like it too, but I'm not like complaining about it. I'm like, it's 78. I'm not doing that, But I don't know. I'm kind of digging the fact that our 60s are going to be highs. Right? That's something. I grew up in an area where we had 4 seasons, sort of. Maryland. It's. You think we're bad with snow here?
Yeah.
Them people don't know what they're doing with snow either. DC area, and they get it more often. You think that they would spend some money, but man, it's like I don't know what it is. It's like as soon as a frozen anything hits the ground, everyone's IQ drops 30 points. It's just good Lord. I don't know. What? I should go faster. You're just idiots.
Yeah, I should go shopping right now.
I know we're all supposed to look out for each other and all that, but sometimes, it's that just let's take the warning labels off. Let the herd thin itself out a little bit sometimes. That's all I'm saying. Natural selection. Anyway, but I'm going to stop before I get in trouble. So we'll get you up to date with the weather here in just a few. Then here about 8:15 or so, John Thoson's going to be joining us here with the New Mexico Shooting Sports Association. We got some events coming up, and just get folks a little information about shooting sports and things in our area to get involved with. That's coming up, and then later on we'll get you up to date with local news along with your town hall business update and whatever else we can come up with for this hour of the show. Before we do any of that, let's go ahead and have a meteorologist. I've already kind of told you what the weather is, but it's not official till a meteorologist tells you. So here it is, your weather.
I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton with your Pecos Valley weather. Mostly fair today, but we do have a cold front on the way that'll cool things off quite a bit tomorrow. Mix of sunshine and clouds this morning and then sunny this afternoon. Looks like we'll be in the low to mid 70s across the whole area. Down to 45 overnight, maybe a little bit of drizzle and fog with cloudy skies. And then we get a cloudy and much cooler day tomorrow. 60 for the afternoon high, cloudy and cool Wednesday. That's your latest forecast. I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton.
Thank you, Steve. Currently, 45 degrees here in Roswell. Humidity is at 68%. Winds are, in fact, calm at the moment. Like I said, today's going to be probably our warmest day till about Friday. Sunny, 72. Winds will be out of the southwest at around 5 miles per hour. Tonight, we could see some patchy fog in the overnight hours, otherwise mostly cloudy, with an overnight low of 45 degrees and south winds 5 to 10 miles per hour. For you Tuesday, sunny, about 10 degrees cooler tomorrow. 63 the official high tomorrow with north winds 5 to 10 miles per hour. Tomorrow night, once again, could see some patchy fog in the overnight hours. Otherwise, mostly cloudy. Expect overnight low of 44. They say we could see, this was new, Wednesday night, they're saying a 20% chance of some rain. They're throwing that in for fun with an overnight low of 39. Thursday, 61 for a high under mostly sunny skies. Friday, back into the low 70s, 74 officially. And then sunny 74 for Saturday and Sunday of the weekend here. So not too bad. All right, it is 14 minutes after 8 o'clock. And real quick before we take a break, have you checked out Smart Home Wi-Fi with Plateau? With it, it's the ultimate Wi-Fi experience. You get fiber-to-home technology 100 times faster than the average household internet speed. And they've got different levels and speeds that work best for your budget and your family. You can get fast internet, and that with fast internet, you get true 100 megs of upload and download speed. That's the thing with fiber. Upload and download speeds are consistent the same. Sometimes with other forms, DSL, cable, they'll promise you a download speed of 100, but the upload speed's like 4. It's a big difference in upload. And if you're like, well, what's the difference between upload and download? Download, like if you want to watch your movies on Netflix and all that, your download speed's important. But if you put content on the web, if you're a person that makes videos, makes music, makes movies, makes things, or likes to create a business or anything that you're uploading things to the internet, creating websites, putting content out there, you're going to want a good upload speed. Otherwise, you're going to be spending all day uploading that stuff. So with the fiber, you get true upload and download consistent speed, 100 megs up and down. With faster, you can get true 500 meg upload and download, and that's screaming. And then if that ain't fast enough for you, they've got their fastest where you get 16 gigs of upload and download speed. So find the speed and the coverage that fits your budget. Expand your home Wi-Fi coverage. Plateau's new Smart Home Wi-Fi. Find the plan that fits you. Visit their website to learn more. PlateauFiber.com. Again, that's PlateauFiber.com. And you too can be cruising the internet at speeds 100 times faster than what the average household has right now. All right, it is 8:16. We're going to take a 3-minute commercial break, and then John's going to join us here on the other side. Don't go away. You're listening to Mornings with Mike Winters.
Where can you find the best selection of beautiful and unique home decor in the region? Easy, Casa Decor in Ruidoso. For years, people from all over have come to Casa Decor for the best selection of rustic, real wood furniture, beautiful decor from the Southwest and beyond, and quality outdoor furniture and accessories that are built to last a lifetime. At Casa Decor, they have over 10,000 square feet of showroom for everything you need. Casa Decor opens 7 days a week from 9:30 to 5 at 1214 Meacham Drive in Ruidoso or online at casadecorruidoso.com. Proud supporter of local high school sports.
Wait for it. It's coming. Spring River Park and Zoo present Race for the Zoo 2021. Saturday, November 13th, beginning at 9 a.m. It's a 5K with a 2-mile option, and you can run, walk, crawl, scuttle, whatever, with t-shirts for all races and awards and trophies for the fastest finishers. Proceeds go towards keeping our furry and feathered friends cared for. For more information, contact the Roswell Parks and Recreation Department at 575-624-6719 and register online at roswellconnect.com. Race for the Zoo 2021, November 13th, 9 a.m. at Spring River Zoo.
Come see the balloons. Come hear the tunes. It's Artesia's annual Balloons and Tunes Festival, November 5th through the 7th. Weather permitting, the hot air balloons will launch from Eagle Draw between the blocks of Roselawn and 13th Street, 7 a.m. Saturday, 6 a.m. Sunday. For more info, call the Chamber at 746-2744 or visit artesiachamber.com. Balloons and Tunes in Artesia, New Mexico, November 5th through 7th. Join your friends. And paid by Artesia Lodgers Tax.
Did you know that companies that offer quality health plans attract more and better skilled employees? So true. Companies that offer good health insurance also keep workers longer and report fewer sick days. Also true. Most importantly, employees with quality health plans enjoy better health, and a healthy company is a happy, more productive company. So take care of business. Visit us at truehealthnewmexico.com.
My part-time service in the Army National Guard makes it possible for me to be more for the community I call home. I'm a better neighbor because my service has taught me how important it is to be a team player. My training helps me in my classes when I give attention to detail to the task at hand. My service also allows me to be there for my community in ways others can't. I help my hometown recover after nature strikes. My service in the Army National Guard allows me to keep my country and those I care about safe from threats. I also work with a network of professionals that help me succeed. Also, the Army National Guard's education benefits make getting a higher education a reality. Being an Army National Guard soldier makes living and serving in my community more rewarding every day. Learn more about how you too can live and serve part-time close to home by visiting NationalGuard.com.
Sponsored by the New Mexico Army National Guard. Aired by the New Mexico Broadcasters Association and this station.
Here's a Mornings with Mike Winters fun fact. The catfish has over 27,000 taste buds. Do you think they prefer fried or blackened? Here's Mike Winters.
I'd say fried, but that's just me. Although, I will tell you this, I love fried. I'm not a cornmeal fried guy. That's why catfish, I don't know what it is. Beer batter for me. I don't know what it is. The cornmeal, something about my gritty in my teeth. Not a fan of it. But anyway, that's my own problem. Good morning. It is 20 minutes after 8 o'clock, and joining us in studio this morning from the New Mexico Shooting Sports Association, John Thosen back with us. Good morning.
Hey, Mike. How you doing? Good to be back.
It's glad to have you back here. How's life been treating you?
Pretty good. It's
good deal.
Crisp fall morning we've got here.
Yeah, I imagine you feel this weather, and I'm sure there's a lot of hunters like, man.
Oh, yeah.
'Tis the season to go out amongst the wilderness and see if we can bag an elk or a deer for the fall here.
That's a good time of year to do it.
Absolutely. So, but I guess before we kind of talk about things that are coming up and all that, give folks a little bit of background about what the New Mexico Shooting Sports Association does. And obviously, you hear part of it, you're probably pretty familiar with some of it, but don't realize that you kind of are the eyes and ears too for the legislative side of things in New Mexico when it comes to guns and rights and things like that. It's not just the fun part. It's the the rights and protecting and preserving that side of it too.
Right. We've been around since 1934, and we are the state affiliate for the NRA. So we do look out for your rights as gun owners, and we also promote shooting sports across the state, keeping people advised of events and things like that. But we've right now, the last few years, the state is where the action is. It used to be nationally with gun control, but here lately, what's going on? It's all pretty much at the state level. So we've got to be engaged, and we've got to be ready to fight at the state level, and that's what we're helping to do with New Mexico Shooting Sports.
And I'm guessing for folks that if you've lived here, how our state generally leans when it comes to policies and politics and things like that. So I would imagine you guys probably have your work cut out for you here in New Mexico as far as preserving, protecting gun rights for citizens.
We do. I want to talk about a meeting, but before we do, just as we speak, this afternoon, our slippery politicians are having a meeting in Santa Fe to take away our gun rights to carry a firearm or any kind of a weapon into the roundhouse now, which has been a standalone for our state. Well, not standalone. There's other states that do it, but it's been a big factor. And now they're wanting to take that away from us, including law enforcement officers. And they're sneaking around. Peter Worth and Brian Egoff are doing this behind our backs, basically. Nobody even hardly knows that this meeting is taking place today. And by the end of the day, they could have passed this. And nobody understands, is it how it's legal? Is it going to be legislative? Is it going to be policy or whatever? But they're actually up there behind closed doors violating our rights as New Mexico citizens to go in our house.
Yeah. Well, the part that gets me is what in the history of the last couple of years have you seen where we think it's a good idea to start disarming people? Not, you know what I mean?
Yeah, we arming them.
I'm just saying, and I don't care what people's thoughts one way or other on what happened at the Capitol building, but people are there to protect themselves, and if they're armed and protect, how many less things would have happened if someone, you know what I mean? Look at Albuquerque right now, and the how many. It's just been in the news a lot lately where businesses are tired of being robbed day in and day out by the same people, and they're protecting themselves. And they put some people on notice with this, and you got some people saying, "Oh, but most of us, I think, are like good for them." Mm-hmm. I think, there's always a loud minority, but for the most part, most people support this, and they're like, "No, it's time for us to take back what's ours and protect the things that we've worked hard for, and protect those that we want, that we care about." And I think there's just the fact that these robberies in Albuquerque that we see on the news now, and now there's business owners and gun owners saying, "Oh yeah, you're going to do this? Well, guess what? We have rights too, and we're going to enforce them as well." And they're doing it. And it looks like the law enforcement and courts and everything are saying you're well within your right to do that. And
in most places, that's true.
And I hope to God that doesn't go away. But I ain't going to lie. The closer. The more we go, the older I get, the more worried I get to wonder if that's going to be the way of the world, or is it going to be where they're prosecuting the people that all they're doing is trying to protect their rights and their people and their businesses and freedoms.
If people don't wake up and start getting involved, and I'm talking mainly gun rights right now, but it's everything. Mm-hmm. The problem we got now is complacency and apathy. And that's what's killing this country right now and everything. But as far as gun rights, I know a lot of people that aren't even NRA members or New Mexico Shooting Sports Association members. It costs less than a box of ammo to join those. And I know there's some issues with the NRA, but we've got to fix the NRA. We need a strong NRA. But just to give you an example of what you're talking about, we've got gun sales that have increased every year for 3 years. We're selling 23 million guns a year last year, and most of them are going to, now that they've done some survey work, National Shooting Sports Foundation is finding that it's mostly women.
Yeah.
And they're buying these firearms to protect themselves. They're realizing that, yes, we're very pro law enforcement, but when something happens, they're minutes away. And, you're the first responder. You've got to be ready to take care of yourself.
Well, you look at this country, and we look at, we're a capitalist country, and we're looking, and I really think our laws kind of go and dictate, and the market kind of dictates where we should go with some of these things. And clearly, those numbers right there alone tell you how Americans feel about firearms. They want them. They want the ability to own them. And this is the thing. We all have a responsibility once you are a gun owner, and that's the thing. As long as we are as long as people that are buying guns do what you're supposed to do with it, then we don't have a problem. And that's the thing is we got to educate everybody and at the same time make sure that right never goes away, because that's the line in the sand. If they take away your ability to defend yourself, then they take away your ability to fight back.
Without the Second Amendment, you haven't got any amendment.
That's the whole point of the Second Amendment. And you look at the Constitution is the most amazing document on the planet. The Constitution with the Bill of Rights and the amendments to it, it's got everything we need to run our government. It tells everything exactly on what we can do and what we cannot do. And that has been so misinterpreted and misconstrued by both political parties, in my opinion, since the Civil War.
And judges.
Yeah, and judges
Crooked
and everything
judges.
else. And
Yep.
we need to put that back in check. We need to, the checks and balances are skewed, and certainly in the state of New Mexico, I don't know if they've ever been right, but that's the problem why we have here. It's and I don't care if you're extreme liberal, extreme conservative, or somewhere in between. In your government, you need that balance, because without the balance, there's nobody to run checks on the other. And if you don't have that checks and balances, then bad government gets out there. Much of the legislation you're seeing with the gun legislation, with a lot of things, is because it's coming from a one-sided agenda. And that's the big problem. And I know we're talking guns here, and I'm getting way into another political area, but it's all connected. We gotta, and I get it. People, are going to be conservative this way, but I'm just like, I want to get New Mexico back to the middle, just so we can at least have some good government that comes out of the Santa Fe here.
Well, in gun rights, your ability to protect yourself and gun rights really is not a partisan issue. I mean, it's not Democrat, it's not Republican or independent. This is your right as an American citizen, your God-given right.
Yeah.
And to defend yourself, and not to mention the recreational aspects of it. I mean, I don't know how many, for example, our 4-H program here in this county, we've got kids shooting shotguns and pistols and rifles and archery.
Absolutely.
They're learning hand-eye coordination. They're learning respect, responsibility.
Absolutely.
And there's nothing negative about it except for the people that want to try to make it negative and want to control you. Yeah, it's all about control.
A firearm is a tool and nothing more. And I say this every time, and it's okay, take away the guns. You're not taking away the problem. The guns are gone.
Exactly.
They're going to go to the next thing. What are you going to ban next? Knives? Oh, wait a minute. There's a run of people killing with plungers. Are we going to start taking away plungers? I mean, that's you got to fix the mental
Well,
health.
if a drunk driver kills somebody in their car, you want to take away their
Exactly. Yeah,
automobile.
we're going to all not drive anymore because that's the logic they're telling us on guns.
There's a few bad apples in it. Our police forces have a few bad apples, but you don't want to. I mean, some people want to take away our police forces, but I certainly don't. I don't know what we do without law enforcement, proper law enforcement.
Be careful what you wish for. If you see something like that, you don't want that. But yeah, I mean, we all don't. But I think that's the one thing you're right. We can agree on that. It's all about how you treat it, how you and I'm okay with education and things like that. That's part of it. And this is the thing. If you look, and this is why gun owners get so mad when they see other gun owners do things irresponsibly, because it makes you all look bad, because everyone knows and I'm not getting into the political thing with the Alec Baldwin. I know everyone's got their ramifications on there, but you can hear what constantly people that are gun owners and gun people are saying. If they do the things that's 101 gun safety, that would have never happened.
Exactly.
And that's the point that they're saying is, guns do not hurt anybody if you go by the protocols and there's no accidental
No different than
problem.
a rake or a shovel.
No one will accidentally die if you follow procedure. And they missed about 20 different things in that 5 minutes of exchange right there that caused the unfortunate accident that happened on that set. And that's all there is to it. Because if that gun was truly cold, 3 people would have known about it before it got into Alec Baldwin's hand, because they were supposed to check it every time, and nobody did.
Well, if you just had something simple, he's been an anti-gunner for I don't know how long. If you had very simple, I'm a certified firearms instructor. Hire people like us. Mm-hmm. If I'd have been on that set, that never would have happened. And I don't mean to sound conceited or whatever, but there's just certain things, if you follow, that does not happen.
That was a tragedy of budget cuts.
Yes.
That movie. That you ever hear the term, you get what you pay for? Unfortunately, that was a prime example of that statement right there. If you cut corners, and it sounds like it was a low-budget film, they were trying to make it under a certain amount, so they're like, where can we cut corners? Oh, we're going to buy or we're going to hire the armorer that's thousands of dollars less than all the other armorers. despite there's probably, I'm sure it's fine. Well, guess what? It probably wasn't fine. And I'm sure we don't know all the details yet, but I'm going to guess something along those lines will come out when this is all said and done.
Well, back to what's going on with gun rights. Just to kind of put you in perspective, they can't do this legally. They can't do it through Congress because they can't get the votes. They can't do it through they probably will through our state legislature. We're fighting it. We're lucky to fight them all, but they got to go behind closed doors now. This meeting I'm talking about today, some of it may actually be, they've announced it might be behind closed doors.
Really? So you can't even watch it online?
No, you can't even watch and see what's going on. So this is the control that they're trying to make on our government. So it's not just a gun issue. This is a total control issue in this state. I'm, of course, focusing on the gun aspects of it, but it snowballs into everything. And like I say, you're right. The people do want our firearms, not just for protection, but we want it for recreational shooting, this and that. And then the Second Amendment was never written for hunting. It's not about hunting.
No.
It is about to protect ourselves. And in case of tyranny, that's what the Second Amendment is for.
Read the rest of these, those early Bill of Rights. Those reading the whole amendment there, and take up the search and seizures and all. That's all looking at what the British were doing to our colonists at that time, taking their homes and making them hold up for. That's why there's all that's in the Constitution and those things. Firearms, exact same thing. They're taking their guns and everything else, and you can't. And then the whole point of having a militia and having it is in case the government gets out of hand, the people should be armed to stop it. And that's the whole point of your right to bear arms.
And most people don't realize that the Revolutionary War, you know why that was started? Really, the British were trying to take away our powder storage.
Okay.
So coming for our powder was what really started the Revolutionary War.
When you hear the Lexington and Concord and, when they were going after all that, exactly.
I mean, obviously firearms would have been next if you haven't got gunpowder, but that's what it was all about.
Yeah, without powder, the guns are useless.
But anyway, we're trying to fight this all, and the main thing I wanted to talk about today is we are going to have an NRA ILA meeting here.
Okay.
Wednesday, 6:30 at the Elks Club, and we're going to have a representative, Tara Micah from the NRA ILA here to talk to us about what's going to happen in this legislative session and answer questions and everything else. So we're trying to get as many people there as we can. But to give an example right now, what we know is coming in 2020, and these are laws that we helped defeat last year. Last year we were able to, we were involved, but there's a lot of people that stopped every single anti-gun proposal they had last year, including red flag enhancement laws. But here we go again this year because of one of the shootings in high school. They're coming up with what we think is going to be called Benny's Law.
Okay.
And it's a mandated storage law. So they want to come in your home and tell you how to store your firearms. Last year, when they were trying to do this, one of the things was if you had a revolver, they wanted your cylinder stored in one part of your house and the frame stored in another part of your house. So good luck when somebody comes crashing through your door and you want to defend yourself. Wait a minute, I could go put my gun
together. Yeah. It's well, and to be honest, there's technology available out there that you can do the kind of protection that they're wanting without having to store one part of the gun in one part of the house and the other part in another house. They have safes and things that no one accesses except for you, and you can get into it very quickly without anybody else, and it eliminates some of the things that they're trying to do.
It's not any of the government's business how you do that.
Well, and that's just it. That's the problem here. But here's the problem: is and this is where we as the public have to educate ourselves. They're going to present these laws in ways that sound like, yeah, that's a good idea. Because on the surface, they're trying to tell you is that this way you can have your guns at home, but you can't, accidentally do something because they're not stored in the same spot. But the problem is exactly what John was saying. That's not practical reason to own the gun. If people have a handgun, 9 times out of 10, it's for home protection. And generally speaking, when home protection goes on, the people in the home, they're not going to have time to go to one part of the house to get the ammunition, and then another part of the house to get the gun, and then if they got a revolver with another part of the gun somewhere else,
and none of that's the government's business anyway.
Exactly, but but they're trying to tell you like, oh, this is a safety thing, and it sounds pretty good on the surface. But when you start reading the nuts and bolts of it, it's more harm than good. And that's unfortunately all of these gun laws, especially ones that are naming so-and-so's law or blah, blah, blah's law, they're trying to pull at your heartstrings, and they're actually slowly eroding your rights by pulling your heartstrings. And that's how they're going to take our rights away. It's not going to be some big long mustache dude coming in saying the world is mine now. It's not going to be that way. It's going to be this. They're going to slowly take away, and by 20 years later, everything you commonly thought you could do, you can't do no more because they've slowly taken it away when you don't notice it. I'm on your notes.
Well, another thing they're trying to do that caused a lot of controversy last year, and we were able to stop it, is they want to give taxpayer dollars to anti-gun groups. So they want to take money that you and I paid in taxes, give it to somebody to take our rights away. They want taxpayer dollars.
Well, then as long as you
to go to anti-gun groups and take our rights away.
Give the same amount of money to the pro-gun guys, and then I'm on board. But government should not be in the business of deciding that kind of stuff. That's our job, our people.
Another thing they want to do is they want to enhance the red flag law. That was very controversial. It still is a law. It did pass, but it was some of the troublesome stuff was taken out of it. For example, it was a law enforcement officer that had to serve red flag. Now they want to go back to where if your neighbor's mad at you and you do something wrong, he can red flag you.
Yeah.
So you got somebody that, maybe their dog's pooping in your yard and you're mad at him. So you call somebody and say, this guy's not right. Maybe I want you to come and check him out. So they take your guns, then they decide if you're innocent or guilty.
Remember back when they had the report your neighbors for doing COVID things wrong? Think of that, but with guns.
Exactly.
That's exactly what they're doing.
Yeah.
And you saw how that worked out and how that's what they're trying to do. Report your neighbor. And so instead of trying to fix a situation, they're giving it as a tool to be vindictive against neighbors that don't like each other. And they're not forcing them to prove it. Just because you don't like them, now you can say, well, they're doing illegal stuff with guns over there.
Exactly. Law enforcement hasn't got time for that. They've got enough of the real thing.
Well, that's the problem, too, is they make all these wonderful laws, but there is no way that the law enforcement or anyone can enforce these things. They don't have the budget, the equipment, or anything to do that.
Well, and they're not needed. Let's take red flag law, for example. There have been 5 times, we had to have that, according to them. We're going to die without it. So we get red flag law. There have only been 5 instances where it's been brought up. One of them was immediately thrown out. The other 4 have not been settled yet, but it looks like none of them are going to have charges associated with them. Universal background check the same way. There's not been one charge since we passed universal background check. So we tried to tell them they're both needless laws. Law enforcement tried to tell them, they don't have time to mess with this.
Sure. And there really is already pretty good laws in place.
Oh, they're
do it, but we just got to enforce them and use them.
And that's the problem.
Yeah.
And then when you do enforce them, they crooked judges let them out. Purchasing the firearms, a good example. You fill out a 4473. If you lie on that form, it's a felony. Well, under Obama's administration and somewhat Biden's too, they've had numbers like under Biden's Obama's administration, they were bragging, we've had 46,000 people lie on a 4473. So those should all be felons. You know how many they prosecuted? 3.
3 of them
in his whole administration. 3 of them were prosecuted.
Yeah.
So,
well, whose fault is that?
Yeah, exactly.
It's like, hey, here's the thing in place to prevent this from happening, and you're not doing anything about it. One thing I wanted to say too, most people, there's some people that are upset with the NRA right now, and rightly so. I am too. But we need a strong NRA to fight this. And the NRA ILA, the ILA branch of it is Institute for Legislative Action, and they're not a separate organization. They're under NRA, but they're kind of separate. Chris Cox ran that. These are the good guys. They weren't involved with any of this stuff that's going on with the NRA. They're the ones that are helping us fight for our legislative rights and everything else. So we need their help as much as they need our help. So, is there some kind of almost like civil war within the NRA going on right now? Or
that's a whole long story.
I'm not very familiar with all of it, so I don't know all the details.
Well, if we got time to get in it, I can get into it. But
is there a short version or?
Yeah, the short version is we've got Wayne LaPierre needs to go.
Gotcha.
He and I had a hard time accepting that. I've met him. I've talked to him several times, but a lot of it's has been litigated now, so it's not a rumor. He's violating funds. We had Agnes and McQueen running the NRA, and Agnes McQueen was basically running Wayne LaPierre. We've got a lot of crooked board members on there.
Gotcha.
There's a good chance now. Letitia James, the attorney for New York, Attorney General, is trying to abolish the NRA. She wants that feather in her hat, but right now it looks like she's maybe going to be able to do that.
Well, the kind of nonsense that's like that's the thing they've been waiting for, to put on the radar to
and people will probably go to jail.
Yeah, well,
and she may abolish the NRA, and we may have to try to start it all over again. But we do need a strong NRA. If we'd had the NRA not going through all this during this last election, things could have been different, because the NRA was basically absent.
Yeah,
but again, that's part of that is we've got to get involved too, and that's part of what this meeting will talk about. So we need people. I don't know how many gun owners we have in Chaves County.
I'm willing to bet a pretty good number.
I would be willing to bet too, and I'll bet a lot of them own more than one firearm. But we have things like this, and sometimes we get 50 people show up at that much, and people think that's a good attendance, but I don't. I would like to see a lot more involvement.
Town of 50,000, you like to see a good percentage of them here, or at least plugged in some way, shape, or form.
Yeah, because it's time to wake up. People don't realize how close we are. I mean, there are a lot of legislators that want to take, state and federal, they do not want us to own a firearm.
Well, I say this in the world we live in today, where there's a lot of people trying to pull you in a lot of different directions to see their things and see their views. The only way you can protect yourself from all that is to educate yourself, and it's to do your own research, attend meetings, hear what's being said, hear what's going on. You're going to use the internet. Be careful, but use the internet, because the internet's a very powerful tool. You're going to find a lot of garbage, and you're going to find some good stuff. But you got to educate yourself on what's out there, and you need to know what's legitimate concern versus what is just head turning, trying to look at me and distract you kind of stuff. Because unfortunately, there's a whole lot of that going on too, where it's like, look at this ridiculousness, and while everyone's up in outrage about this ridiculous, the real problem's going on behind them, the old sleight of hand. I feel that we're in a world where there's a lot of that going on.
Well, and in Chaves County too, we're lucky in Chaves County. We got a sheriff in Chaves County. There's a constitutional sheriff.
Yes, sir.
We also have all of our representatives have fought extremely hard for not only our gun rights, but all our rights. So they're doing a great job.
Mm-hmm.
And that's part of it too. People here don't realize that we still gotta be involved.
Mm-hmm.
They got, even the pro-gun legislatures, they need to hear from us. Legislators, they need to understand that we're backing them, how we feel. And we're fortunate. I put on one of these year before last, and we're so fortunate. Almost all of our representatives and some of our senators from the surrounding area, and our sheriff, they were all there. They all showed up. They're interested in this.
We have good people fighting for us in Santa Fe. We just don't have enough of them.
Exactly. Yeah, they're outnumbered. People criticize. They say that our politicians aren't doing enough in some cases, but they don't understand.
Sure.
For example, the governor. A lot of people are saying that they ought to do more to get rid of our governor.
Right.
Well, if they hadn't have voted for the legislative procedure right now, that where you've got to have a majority of the legislature, that's the only way we can get rid of our governor is by a legislative majority. Well, as long as we've got, we're so upended, we got so many Democrats in there that they haven't got a chance.
Yeah, it's my only hope here is that the progressive side there alienates the moderates so bad that they're forced to.
That's happened nationally, I think.
Yeah, I think that's the trend we're going to have to see here for that to start making an indent into that stuff. It's just because it's almost like you got to give them more rope to hang themselves to get everyone to see how just bad what they're doing is right now. And I'm like, well, how much longer can we do that before the ship sinks? And it's a slippery slope right now. It's very scary times. So we, the people, need to educate ourselves. Go to this meeting, be informed, understand what your rights are and what's happening out there. And that's the thing. Even if you're like, don't care one way or another about guns, you're like, I don't have a lot of experience, but you got to understand on what your rights are there, because at some point you may want one, and you may want to go down that path. And if you don't educate yourself now, you're not going to be able to make that decision down the road. They may make it so that owning a gun is so hard that you got a better chance of
There's hundreds and hundreds of stories right now. You can read them in all kinds of different publications where, like I say, women that are first time gun owners, that's why they're buying them. They know that they're trying to take our gun rights away. They want them used to protect themselves, and that's why gun sales are increasing every year.
We don't have a gun problem in this country. We have a mental health problem in this country. The guns are a tool that's being used by people with mental health problems.
Well, and it's not just mental health. It's improper use.
Sure.
Like you say, a gun is a tool. It's like a rake or a shovel. I've never seen a gun laying on a table get up and shoot somebody.
Exactly.
It always takes a person to activate the firearm, just like it would take somebody to activate a knife, a rake, a crowbar, or whatever.
Well, it's like when you're using your knives in your kitchen. You're not spinning them around or doing dumbness. You pick it up, you cut it. When you pass it, guns are the exact same way. You do the same treatment to those, and it's a tool like anything else, and that's all it is.
Yeah.
And and that's why I always say the mental health problem, because the school shootings, that's not a gun problem. That's people with mental health issues. If there was not one single gun on the planet, those same people would be in there with a bomb or a box cutter or who knows, a can of gas and a match. Who knows?
Exactly.
They're going to find something else equally destructive or more destructive, because that's what their mind's at and their heart's set at. Whether guns are on this planet or not, it doesn't make a difference what's going to happen there.
You're right. And it's so simple. And if people, a lot of it's just common sense. But they've got legislators lying to them. They got people lying to them, and some people just don't realize, and they don't do enough research to understand this is not the truth. This is not the problem.
Yeah.
They don't want to solve the real problem, because if the real problem was solved, it would put a lot of our legislators in a really bad light.
Well, yeah, if a lot of our problems are solved, we need a lot less lawyers and a lot less politicians, and no one wants more of either. So I just saw the time. John, what's like I said, let's give the details out on this meeting here Wednesday for dates, times, and all that good stuff.
Okay, it's going to be Wednesday, November 3rd, the day after our election. So this coming Wednesday.
Yeah.
And it's going to be at 6:30 at the Elks Lodge on Montana Avenue.
Okay.
If anybody has any questions, they can call me at 626-3974.
All right.
I guess as of last Sunday, you're going to have to dial the area code now.
575, throw that in there, yeah.
So we're going to have our NRA ILA representative there. We're going to have some of our legislators there. We're going to talk about the upcoming legislative session. It'll be a chance to get some questions answered and
educate yourself.
Educate yourself. Let your voice be heard.
And in the meantime, go to the New Mexico Shooting Sports Association website. It's nmssa.org. Or if you don't remember any of that, just Google New Mexico Shooting Sports Association, some combination thereof, and it'll pop right up. And then you can learn a little bit more about the Shooting Sports Association as a whole, what it's about. And then if you would like to get more involved with promoting and educating and fundraising and all the stuff that's needed to get the word out there, I'm sure there's lots of information.
Please join. We couldn't have our fundraiser last year because of COVID, and all this effort that we're doing costs money, so we really need members. So it's like I say, it's less than a box of shells. So
use it as a resource to educate yourself and to educate others. And of course, if you want to get involved more to spread the word and spread the education, and really that's what this organization is about: spreading the education, spreading the information, promoting. Promoting shooting sports is a fun thing, but right now the mission's kind of shifted to educating on what gun rights and what guns can do and can't do, and how we should treat them, and we as a society and how we should interact with them, because you have a right to bear arms, but in order to keep that right, we all have to be good stewards of the arms, and that's how our society works. At
freedom
the end of the
isn't
day,
free.
Freedom is not free. The freedom only works when we're responsible with it, and there's always going to be people that are knuckleheads and screw that up. You can't stop that. That's just going to be, if there's humans on the planet, there's going to be some good ones and some bad ones. That's just how humans are. But The good ones need to. The worst thing you can do is nothing sometimes.
Yeah.
And you need to educate yourself. You need to equip yourself with all this information and spread the word. So come out to this meeting. Do your research. If you're not available Wednesday, reach out to John or out and say, hey, I'd love to get more involved. I can't come out Wednesday, but I'd love to get more involved. How can I do that? Reach out. There's resources for you.
And please, everybody, today, ring the phones off the wall. Call Egoff and Worth and tell them we do not want this. We do not want our rights violated behind closed doors, sneaking around because you can't do it through the legal system.
Yep. Yeah, you want to do things behind closed doors, and you can do them out in the open, because that's how our government
flood their phone. That meeting starts at 1:30 today.
Yep. If it's too, the only reason they should be behind closed doors, any government, if it's a legal matter where they're talking to their lawyers and they're going to go to court about it, because they have that right too.
Right.
And personnel, because you don't want people's personnel stuff. Other than that, there shouldn't be any government committees or anything in a closed doors.
Open government policy.
Exactly. You should be able to walk into that room, kick your feet up, and say, "What's going on in here?" Yeah. And that's anyway, another story. John, is there anything we missed? Did we get it all?
I think we've got it. Just please show up Wednesday. We'd like to have that place packed.
Awesome. Well, thank you, sir. And anytime, we'll see you next time here. And hopefully we're coming in one day and we're talking about good news. Like, hey, we made ground here. We're starting to make some progress here.
Oh, and just one more thing real quick. Remember, this is sign up month for 4-H shooting sports. So if you want your kids involved in our 4-H shooting sports, get them signed up this month.
Yeah, go talk to Andrew over at the extension office. She'll get you taken care of. And if that's not your thing, there's about 57 other different great activities that 4-H has for you. So awesome. Well, thank you, John.
All right.
Appreciate the visit as always. We'll see you next time.
All right.
It is 8:53. Let's pause for local news, some weather, and town hall business update. Don't go away.
Now for a Pecos Valley news update, I'm Jared Cirillo. Believing that one person's junk is another person's treasure, the Roswell Adult Center will host a secondhand treasure sale November 5th through 6th. Tables are currently being reserved for anyone who wishes to sell. The sale at the Adult Center will be Friday, November 5th from 4 to 7 and Saturday from 7 to noon. Sellers can reserve an 8-foot table for $10 and multiple tables can be reserved. You can register at roswellconnect.com. The Chavez County Metro Narcotics Task Force seized narcotics with an estimated street value of $35,000 during an investigation at a residence in southern Roswell last week. Agents with the multi-agency task force that includes RPD responded to the house in the 800 block of West Jaffa Street to assist the New Mexico Adult Probation and Parole Office. APPO had been conducting a large-scale operation in Roswell, doing random house checks of subjects who are on probation and parole. You're up to date. I'm Jared Cirillo.
I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton with your Pecos Valley weather. Mostly fair today, but we do have a cold front on the way that'll cool things off quite a bit tomorrow. Mix of sunshine and clouds this morning, and then sunny this afternoon. Looks like we'll be in the low to mid 70s across the whole area. Down to 45 overnight, maybe a little bit of drizzle and fog with cloudy skies, and then we get a cloudy and much cooler day tomorrow. 60 for the afternoon high, cloudy and cool Wednesday. That's your latest forecast. I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton.
With the SRN News Business Brief, I'm Bill Alexander. A former contractor for the state of Michigan has been sentenced to nearly 5 years in prison for helping orchestrate a $3.8 million fraud scheme involving money intended to help unemployed people during the coronavirus pandemic. A U.S. District Court judge in Detroit sentenced Brandy Hawkins to 58 months in federal prison on Thursday and ordered her to pay restitution to the state. Toyota is investing $461 million into its first U.S. plant to add new technology, increase production flexibility, and reduce its carbon footprint, the company said Friday. The announcement did not include new jobs at the Central Kentucky facility. On Wall Street, the Dow up 89 points, closing at 35,819. The Nasdaq gained 50 to 15,498, and the S&P 500 up 9 points to 4,605. With the SRN News Business Brief, I'm Bill Alexander in Washington.
Roswell Skin Center, a brand new state-of-the-art facility located in the 400 Penn Plaza building here in Roswell, is now accepting new patients. Dr. Brandon Cometti and his team offer a full range of skin care services, including general dermatology, surgical and cosmetic procedures, including cutting-edge laser rejuvenation, Botox, filler, laser hair removal, chemical peels, and other non-invasive options to improve skin health and turn back the hands of time. Call and schedule your appointment at Roswell Skin Center today, 208-2509. That's 208-2509.
You may have heard of SmartHub. SmartHub is Central Valley Electric's online tool for members to manage their electric account. With SmartHub, not only can you securely pay your bill online, you can view your detailed electric use 24 hours a day. You can report an outage while staying up to date with the latest co-op news, compare past and current electric use. Sign up for paperless billing or reoccurring payment so that your payment is never late. The best thing is you can access SmartHub from your computer, tablet, or smartphone, so it goes everywhere you go. Visit cvecoop.org to get started or give us a call.
Oh, according to research, 82% of people remember radio ads. That means that 82% of you listening right now will remember that this is an ad for ZipRecruiter. If you're hiring, 82% of you will recall that ZipRecruiter makes hiring faster and easier. And 82% of you will note that you can try ZipRecruiter for free today. But you have to go to ZipRecruiter.com/free. Yes, free. 82% of you will keep in mind that ZipRecruiter's technology finds qualified people for your job and actively invites them to apply.
Is that you? Who are you talking to?
82% of you will also know that I, live with my mom. But the most important thing to note is that ZipRecruiter works. In fact, 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. Will you be part of the 82% who remember where you can try ZipRecruiter for free? It's ZipRecruiter.com/free. Again, that exclusive link is ZipRecruiter.com/free. How much? Free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
Here's a Mornings with Mike Winters fun fact. Men are 6 times more likely to be struck by lightning than women. That's because men are 6 times more likely to wear a tinfoil hat in a thunderstorm. Here's Mike Winters.
And good morning. It is closing in on 8:59, almost 9 o'clock here. Stay tuned next hour, about 9:15 or so. Kathy Lay with Keep Roswell Beautiful will join us. I keep wanting to say Main Street Roswell. I keep wanting to do it, but I'm not going to do it. She's with Keep Roswell Beautiful, and we're going to talk about some upcoming things and volunteer program, all kinds of great stuff with Kathy. So we're going to do that next hour. Don't forget Friday night, we've got high school football playoffs. Got our Rockets 6th seed in the quarterfinals here, the first round, not the quarterfinals, the first round here. They're going to be hosting Valley, the 11th seed, Friday night at the Wool Bowl. We'll have that game for you on 106.1 FM Fierro. I believe the live streaming video, KSVPTV.com as well. But the other 2 teams, they get to watch this week. All right, it's 9 o'clock. You're listening to 106.5 Roswell's Talk FM, KEND, Roswell, New Mexico. Time for some Town Hall news. We'll be back. Don't go away.
News this hour from townhall.com. I'm Rich Thomason. Demonstrators gathering on the plaza outside the Supreme Court, a high court taking up the Texas law banning most abortions in the state.
The focus of today's arguments will not be on the abortion ban itself, but whether the Justice Department can sue and obtain a court order that effectively prevents the law from being enforced. It's the first of 2 high-profile abortion cases to go before the high court this fall. Early next month, justices take up a Mississippi pro-life law that is a challenge to Roe versus Wade.
That's White House correspondent Greg Clugston. Something that President Biden isn't talking about. Reports his administration is considering paying $450,000 per person to illegal alien families separated after crossing into the U.S. along the southern border. The president may not be talking about it, but some Republicans are, and they've gone ballistic over the idea. At the moment, President Biden is speaking at the UN Climate Summit taking place in Scotland. How do you think the economy is doing? New polls suggest an increasingly gloomy outlook on the part of most Americans.
The Associated Press NORC Center for Public Affairs Research poll found that just 35% of Americans now call the national economy good, while 65% call it poor. In September, a similar poll found 45% called the economy good. Roughly half of Americans now say they expect the economy to get worse in the next year.
That's correspondent Jeremy House. New York City preparing for fallout from Mayor Bill de Blasio's COVID vaccine mandate for municipal workers, from firefighters to police officers to sanitation workers. The choice is being put to them: either get the vaccine or go on unpaid leave, effective today. Watching Wall Street, the Dow 32 points higher. The NASDAQ is up 21. The S&P down 5 points. More on these stories at townhall.com.
Hi, I'm Nick. And I'm Adam. We started Legacy Box so that family memories would be safe and could always be enjoyed together.
And this year, we're offering you early access to our incredible Black Friday sale so you can finally digitize your home and photos.
1 million families and counting have trusted Legacy Box to convert their aging media because Legacy Box is safe, simple, and affordable.
From fading over time to risks like fire and water damage, your videotapes, film reels, and photos aren't protected unless they're on a digital format. And with the holidays approaching, don't wait. Simply fill your Legacy Box, and we'll take care of the rest.
This is the first time we've offered Black Friday savings this early, and it's the most meaningful thing you can do this holiday season.
It's time to relive your most important memories and take advantage of Legacy Box's best sale of the year.
Visit legacybox.com/LBox to get early access to our Black Friday sale. That's legacybox.com/LBox for an irresistible deal. legacybox.com/LBox.
Lebanon's prime minister says his country's relationship with Gulf states headed downhill.
Prime Minister Najib Mikati's comment follows criticism of the Saudi-led military intervention in Yemen by Lebanese Information Minister Zoj Qadahi. The Prime Minister called on Mr. Qadahi to put his patriotic sense above all else to defuse the crisis. On Friday, Saudi Arabia ordered Lebanon's senior diplomat in Riyadh to leave and banned all Lebanese imports. Bahrain and Kuwait have followed suit, and the UAE has withdrawn its diplomats from Beirut.
The BBC's Mike Thompson. A troubling post-Brexit fishing spat between Britain and France showing few signs of abating today, one day before a threatened French blockade of British boats and trucks. British Foreign Secretary warning France that the UK will not roll over in the face of unreasonable threats from Paris. Townhall.com. Shanghai Disneyland tests 33,000 guests, closes for 2 days over a single case of COVID.
Visitors at the park waited for their COVID-19 test results, surrounded by healthcare workers dressed from head to toe in the white protective suits. Then officials suddenly announced Sunday evening they were no longer accepting any visitors and they were cooperating with an epidemiological investigation from another province. They then locked down the park as Shanghai city healthcare workers and police rushed to the scene to conduct a mass testing. The park is shut for Monday and Tuesday as they continue to cooperate with the pandemic prevention efforts. Ron DeRockster reporting.
Well, the World Series heading back to Houston. The Astros forcing Game 6 by turning an early 4-0 deficit into a 9-5 win over the Braves in Atlanta. Game 6 tomorrow night in Houston. Once again on Wall Street this hour, the Dow is up 60 points. More on these stories at townhall.com.
What in the wide, wide world of sports is going on here?
I promise you, whatever scum did this, not one man in this force will rest for 1 minute until he's behind bars. Now let's grab a bite to eat. Yeah, come on.
I feel the hot wind on my shoulder and the touch of a world that is older. I hit the switch and check the number. I leave it on and then I slumber. I hear the rhythm ringing through it. Flamenco guitar and cumbia music. I hear the talking of the DJ. The demolition, what does he say? I'm on a Mexican radio. I'm on a Mexican radio.
Broadcasting live from high atop the J.P. White Building in downtown Roswell, New Mexico. It's Mornings with Mike Winters on 106.5 Roswell's Talk FM.
Is that what I sound like when I talk?
Now, here's your host, Mike Winters.
And good morning. It is 6 minutes after 9 o'clock. Welcome to hour number Tres Inviernos of Mornings with Mike Winters, right here on 106.5 Roswell's Talk FM. Happy November 1st, everybody. I'm just going to go with that.
Lots to look forward to.
Glass half full day.
You know what? You're not wrong, dude. I mean, it's the best time of year. The temps are perfect. The leaves are falling. It's long sleeve t-shirt season. I know I don't have one on now today. But
images of turkeys dancing in our head.
Exactly.
Soon.
It's, I love this time of year. It's my favorite time of year. The Thanksgiving is big for me for a different reason. I mean, sure, the food is good, but I always love the Macy's parade. That's kind of like my tradition.
Is that your thing?
Yeah, I love, getting up early and watching the Macy's parade, and then usually the dog show afterwards.
Oh,
yeah.
Is that Westminster? Which one is that one?
I think it's the AKC.
Okay,
I think. I can't remember exactly.
Kenilworth or
but,
I don't know.
It's the one that the what's his face? The John, I can never remember the guy's name. That really tall guy with the white hair and that voice. I can't remember the guy's name, but he always hosted every year.
Yeah, I know who you're talking about.
He was the host of Family Feud for a minute. He was let me look that up. But yeah, it's the dog show that happens right after the parade every single year, and that's like the big tradition of my family. And then of course the football game while that's on, there's other stuff to do. Which I mean, it's just because I don't want to watch the Cowboys play.
Usually the Packers seem to, I mean, it's always Detroit, but it seems like the Packers show up a lot on Thursdays.
On occasion, it's usually the Lions or the Packers.
It's always the Lions, but usually they'll throw them playing the Packers.
It's the Kennel Club of Philadelphia. It's the National Dog Show is the one I'm talking about. Yeah.
See, that Best in Show movie has ruined
it really did. It really did ruin dog shows in general for me. But then again, I also watch them now kind of with that in my rear view. Like, these people take themselves so seriously.
That just reminded me, because I said Best in Show.
Right.
Guess what I procured?
Uh-oh.
Hulu password.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Nice.
My brother on Friday night, I took my wife out to dinner.
Right.
We had a lovely birthday dinner at Antigua's.
John O'Hurley, by the way, was the guy.
John O'Hurley, from Seinfeld.
Yeah,
and everything.
Seinfeld.
Yeah. John O'Hurley.
Anyways, I'm sorry.
So while towards the end of our meal, I got a text from my brother, and he goes, "Hey, do you have a Apple Plus password?" I said, "Hey, you got a Hulu password?"
It literally became I'll trade you my powdered eggs for your prunes.
Mm-hmm.
That's awesome.
So
there you go.
I didn't give mine up till he procured me his.
Look, we'll do it same time. 1, 2, on count of 3. All right, we'll slide them across the table. That's pretty golden.
So I traded.
Nice.
And I've only been able to watch one thing so far. I've had time, but I got about the first 4 episodes of What We Do in Shadows in the books under FX. I'm liking it.
It's
and that's why I said Best in Show because it feels. I don't think Christopher
very much. No, he's not involved, but it's very in that same vein.
It feels in that same vein of it's kind of.
It's okay.
It's kind of a Adam McKay Anchorman.
Adam, sure. If you've ever watched
meets Best in Show Christopher Guest is kind of what it is.
If you've ever watched like a Parks and Rec, it's very similar in that vein.
I would agree with that.
But also very like British from their perspective, but also like an American werewolf or a British werewolf in New York, so to speak.
Yeah.
Just because the kind of the juxtaposition of the very British this cast, and Matt Berry is one of my favorite actors, bar none. He's
I can see
so
it getting
funny.
good. Like I've watched the first 4 or 5 episodes, and what are they in the 3rd season now or something like that?
I think they just wrapped up season 3.
Yeah, so I will be. I would be curious to see where they take this because very much the first part is still introducing characters and introducing their lifestyles.
Guillermo is by far one of my favorite characters, just because he's such an everyman, and he just gets beaten up. Familiar, the main vampire's familiar.
Yes.
He's just such. I mean, you root for him so hard, but.
So I'm guessing by season 3 he's still not a vampire.
Still hadn't made it. No. As far as I know, I haven't actually watched season 3. Maybe they got season he got it.
Okay, but yeah, so it's basically like the Christopher Guest documentary style where these vampires live their life, but it's the day-to-day life of these vampires, and then they got a film crew that follows around, and like at the very beginning, like the main guy, vampire region guy or whatever. Is coming to visit, and they've got his special spot. He shows up and he's like, what are these guys? Oh, they're the film crew. It was just funny because they're having the dialogue of the show, and then they just stop in the middle. The guy's looking at us and says, "Why are they here?"
What's with the whole break of the fourth wall? It's just it's very well done. It really is.
But it's funny. Some of the funny parts that I think people like, because it's not gory like that. I mean, there's a couple moments of that, but it's because it's set in vampires. But but like one of the vampires isn't a blood-sucking vampire. He's an emotion-sucking vampire.
Energy vampire.
Energy vampire. And he sucks energy.
He's my second favorite character. Like Guillermo's my first.
And the episode I finished off was the episode where there's the emotional-sucking vampire lady that shows up in the office.
That's the best part, because watching him get worked up is like, well, now I'm not happy at all.
That's the episode I finished.
Oh, that's so good. Because the whole joke there is there's another energy vampire that shows up in the same office that he's working in, and then he feels challenged.
Yeah, but her whole thing is like she guilts everybody into her uber sad stories, and when they start crying and feeling bad for her, she gets happy.
They shed tears, and those tears feed her.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, his is I sap you of energy by boring you.
Yeah, he goes in and tells either boring stories or does like he's got two moves. It's either he goes in and just talks in this monotone, boring voice, and people pass out and fall asleep, or he'll do stuff like scratch on things, scratch on chalkboards, or do annoying things to make people go crazy.
Yep.
And either way, it feeds his energy.
And the best part is the whole ending, and I won't spoil it, but the whole ending there. Now, I'll give you another example of a show that I think you would appreciate. Maybe you've seen it. I think it might be on Hulu also. Same vein, similar vein. Documentary Now. Did you ever watch any of those? Okay. Those are great. So Bill Hader and what's the
another SNL person?
Yeah, Fred Armisen.
Okay.
Bill Hader and Fred Armisen got together and they started making these. It's a series. IFC. It was on IFC. But the series, each episode is a different documentary. It's a different style of documentary. It's a parody of a different style of documentary.
Okay, so they're kind of covering the gamut on mockumentaries,
and it's real good. Because each episode is, and you got.
I love a good mockumentary. So
it's not one you got to follow. Like it's very just each episode is its standalone thing, but it's real worth your time.
And then Apple TV's got something that I don't remember the name of it that's coming out that I want to check out. But I'm not sure if Adam McKay's involved with it, but it's Will Ferrell and Paul Rudd.
Oh,
and Paul Rudd's like a psychiatrist, and Will Ferrell's like a patient, and it's a comedy. I think it's like one of these heartfelt comedies, but. I mean, it's Paul Rudd and Will Ferrell. I mean, it's got to rekindle some Anchorman in there.
Oh, yeah.
And the trailer it was lighthearted with a message kind of thing, at least the impression I got. But I'm going to check that out when it comes out later, I think this month on Apple TV.
Yeah.
Now that Ted Lasso's done for a while. So let me give you, we're not going to talk just TV all the time.
No.
I could.
There's other stuff.
I've got to crack into there's some more Hulu things to get into. I just haven't had a chance to explore yet.
This hour, we're going to talk beautification.
Kathy Lay going to join us here from Keep Roswell Beautiful in the city of Roswell, and we'll talk about a bunch of stuff with her and all that. So we'll talk, volunteer programs and upcoming events, all that good stuff. So
indeed, we'll
chit-chat with Kathy here in just a little bit. Later on, we'll get you up to date with the news of the local variety, along with Hannity Update, Town Hall Business Report, and whatever else we can come up with for this hour of the show. Before we do any of that, though, let's go ahead and take a look at that weather. Today's one of our warmer days of the week, so enjoy.
I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton with your Pecos Valley weather. Mostly fair today, but we do have a cold front on the way that'll cool things off quite a bit tomorrow. Mix of sunshine and clouds this morning, and then sunny this afternoon. Looks like we'll be in the low to mid 70s across the whole area. Down to 45 overnight, maybe a little bit of drizzle and fog with cloudy skies, and then we get a cloudy and much cooler day tomorrow. 60 for the afternoon high, cloudy and cool Wednesday. That's your latest forecast. I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton.
Thank you, Steve. Currently 48 degrees here in Roswell. Humidity is at 61% with winds out of the north at 7 miles per hour. Going to see some increasing clouds today, but a high of 72, and that's going to be a warmer day for the week here. East winds at around 5 miles per hour. Tonight, some patchy fog could be seen in the overnight hours. Otherwise, mostly cloudy. Overnight low of 45 with south winds 5 to 10 miles per hour. Tuesday, mostly cloudy, about 10 degrees cooler tomorrow. Expect a high of only 63 degrees. North winds 5 to 10 miles per hour, which that's a good thing. Tomorrow night, some more fog after midnight, otherwise mostly cloudy. Another overnight low of 44 degrees, east winds at around 5 miles per hour. Wednesday, some patchy fog in the morning, otherwise mostly cloudy for the day. Another 63 for a high with northeast winds 5 to 10. Wednesday night, they've thrown in a 20% chance of some rain showers, otherwise mostly cloudy, and an overnight low of 39. Thursday, mostly sunny, high of 61. Friday starts to warm back up a little bit. Friday, mostly sunny, highs back into the mid-70s, 74 on Friday. And then the weekend, more of that. Sunny, 74 on Saturday, sunny, 74 on Sunday. All right, it is 17 minutes after 9 o'clock. We got a 3-minute commercial break to take care of. And on the other side, we'll have Kathy Lay join us. Don't go away. You're listening to Mornings with Mike Winters.
Kiwanis of Roswell and the Roswell Community Little Theater present the music of Simon and Garfunkel, performed by folk duo Swearingen and Kelly, Saturday, November 6th at the Roswell Community Little Theater. Fundraiser performance times will be at 2 p.m. and at 7:30 p.m. Reserve seats are $28 and VIP $40. Purchase tickets online at roswelltheater.com or call 575-513-8119. Don't miss this fundraising tribute to the magical sounds of Simon and Garfunkel by Swearingen and Kelly, Saturday, November 6th, 2 and 7:30 p.m. at the Roswell Community Little Theater.
Wait for it. It's coming. Spring River Park and Zoo present Race for the Zoo 2021. Saturday, November 13th, beginning at 9 a.m. It's a 5K with a 2-mile option, and you can run, walk, crawl, scuttle, whatever, with t-shirts for all races and awards and trophies for the fastest finishers. Proceeds go towards keeping our furry and feathered friends cared for. For more information, contact the Roswell Parks and Recreation Department at 575-624-6719 and register online at roswellconnect.com. Race for the Zoo 2021, November 13th, 9 a.m. at Spring River Zoo.
This is Renee.
Happy to be here.
She's not some influencer. She's more of a groundbreaker, turning her 4-acre lot into a little slice of heaven behind the wheel of a John Deere 1 Series tractor. Renee runs with us because the most important job is the next one.
That's all I got.
Nothing runs like a Deere. Hear Renee's story at Deere.com.
Stop by Pecos Valley Equipment in Artesia and Roswell, or visit us online at pecosvalleyequipment.com.
The Roswell-Chaves County Economic Corporation, in partnership with New Mexico Workforce Connections and the City of Roswell, have put together a job fair hiring event November 4th from 4 to 7 p.m. at the Roswell Convention Center. Come prepared to be interviewed on the spot, as this is a hiring event. Workforce Connections will provide laptops for those that need to apply online and a mobile station to help job seekers with resumes and interviews. To reserve a booth at this event, call 575-622-1975 or email Morez at mjuarez@chavezcounty.net.
If you're faced with a decision on your current job and career path, please consider an advertising sales position with Pecos Valley Broadcasting Company. We have a veteran sales staff to work with and learn from. We represent 5 radio stations and an online platform that reaches thousands of listeners and viewers across the Pecos Valley and beyond. We pay a base salary and expense reimbursement, plus a generous commission plan. Within your first year, you could be earning $35,000 to $40,000 or more, with room for growth. You won't be stuck in an office. You'll have lots of time for your family, and we'll never ask your vaccination status. If you're interested, email jobs@pvbcradio.com and ask to speak with Vice President and General Manager Thomas Beard today. Pecos Valley Broadcasting Company is an equal opportunity employer.
Here's a Mornings with Mike Winters fun fact. You burn more calories sleeping than you do watching television. For the ultimate workout, fall asleep in front of the TV. Here's Mike Winters.
And good morning. It is 20 minutes after 9 o'clock, and joining us in studio this morning from the City of Roswell, Keep Roswell Beautiful, and many other
lots of hats
with the City of Roswell. Kathy Lay back with us. Good morning, Kathy.
Good morning.
How are you today?
I am good, thank you.
Good. Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
for folks that don't know, Kathy is taking over with the city, and she's Keep Roswell Beautiful coordinator.
Correct. That's correct.
That's one of the titles.
One
there,
of the titles, and then volunteer and outreach coordinator.
Yeah, which
does a lot of different things.
Yeah, which all falls kind of under the same umbrella.
It's very close.
If you think about it, a lot of Clean and Beautiful's mission statement involves getting volunteers involved.
Absolutely.
And being a part of the greater good for our community.
And that's what all of these roles that I kind of fill have to do with involving the community in making our community a better place to live.
Yeah. Absolutely.
And that we all kind of working together, and that we partnering in ways with the city's programming and with the city's opportunities to be able to open that door so people can do that.
Absolutely. Yeah, it's our yard, our home.
Yes.
And the only way our home's going to be nice is if we take care of it.
Absolutely.
And obviously the city does their parts and things.
Right.
But
They're excellent servants.
But it takes the role of the community to get involved in all that.
Yes, it does.
We have a lot of great amenities and opportunities in the city, probably many more than other communities of this size.
I think so. I think we have really great ones.
And the reverse of that is the onus is on us to support them, to maintain them, to help them, to grow with them, and to make sure that they are here serving the needs of the community and not just being another drain on the community here.
Yeah,
so.
It just enhances and strengthens the program. It's like one of the things that Joe Nebb mentioned is like a vein of gold, that you have these resources in our community of people that have skill sets, or they have a knowledge, or they have time and have a heart to serve. And so you mine those veins to get those resources connected with the opportunity to put that to good use.
Absolutely.
And so I think that's a really great thing we're doing. We also, with one of the things as far as with Keep Roswell Beautiful, we partner together with different groups to do events and stuff. And that's like this first one is the next, or the very next one that we're involved in. We just did the big cleanup with the Hispano Chamber. And I don't know if I came back, I don't remember if I told you after the fact, but we collected 860 pounds of trash that day.
Wow.
And that's a lot of trash to get off the streets.
And what area was that they pulled it off of?
They did some in the downtown. They did the Spring River Bike Trail.
Okay.
The downtown area, Pioneer Bank volunteers helped kind of hit that area a lot. Up and down the Spring River Bike Trail, we had Moon Rock Outfitters and Stellar Coffee had some volunteers. They were doing that one.
Okay.
We had the St. Peter's Catholic Church and St. John's Catholic Church volunteers did that neighborhood and that park that's over there by their church areas and stuff.
Okay.
We targeted several, and then just independent volunteers.
That's great.
That showed up. And so it
800
was
pounds out of that one day event.
McDonald's sent free burritos for me. You know how they always do your Friday stuff?
Sure,
They actually donated free burritos
That's
for that.
awesome.
It was really sweet. But yeah, we just met together, gave them cleanup supplies. They picked their target areas. They went out, cleaned up, brought the trash back, put it in a great big dumpster that the solid waste department dropped off that morning and picked up that same day.
Wow.
So it was only our trash. And then they waited. And we had 860 pounds of trash that Keep Roswell Beautiful and Hispano Chamber worked together to get off our streets.
Great that those folks
Isn't that awesome?
work together to get all that up.
Yeah.
It's a little sad that they've had that much trash, but
imagine,
and that's just it. That's we would love to put these kind of projects out of business.
Absolutely, where people just threw in the trash in the first place.
Yeah.
And they have free dump days. With your water bill, as long as it's not delinquent.
Sure.
You take your water bill out there once a month, you can take and haul off all your trash for free.
Yeah.
So if you're planning on doing cleaning out a room.
Yeah, for residential folks, it's completely free. Yeah.
You can actually take your trash. You don't have to throw it if you've got dump. We're working on an illegal dump campaign that we're getting ready to kick off. They give opportunities that make it where just, if you live in the community, you can get that taken care of at no cost to you.
And then you can get free stuff back, like if you need mulch and things like that.
Oh, yeah, they got free mulch
do all
out there.
that all the time.
The chipping of the branches.
Yeah,
and
the
stuff.
chipping of the.
You're right. That's true too.
So it's a give and take. So if you need that kind of stuff for your own gardens and stuff,
absolutely.
Don't go and spend a bunch of money on that. Go get free mulch done at the landfill.
Reclaiming.
Yeah.
And it's lots of opportunities too. We're going to be talking about that later on and kicking off later this year about some of the opportunities of ways that you can repurpose things. And this is like with our recycle project. That's funny because we were just talking about that. And I just came right back around to it, circle back around, didn't even mean to. But like with the recycled art, we've got these really fun projects. The Roswell Museum and Art Center does Second Saturdays, which is an event that they do every second Saturday for families.
And it's a free event, if I remember
It's a free event, absolutely. It's Saturday, November the 13th. Is our next one that we're working.
So not this weekend, but next weekend.
Keep Roswell Beautiful is working together in helping to provide supplies and just some fun samples. Nancy Fleming will be leading the event and kind of coordinating as far as kind of like being in charge of communicating and kind of guiding, instructing and stuff. It starts at 10 a.m.
Okay.
November the 13th. It goes from 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. They also said there's a free planetarium show that day at 11 o'clock, too.
Nice.
So bring the family out to the Roswell Museum and Art Center. It's down there about 9th and Main.
Yeah.
Is that the RMAC is right there.
Just north of the real downtown area.
Yeah, it's next door to the Civic Center, Convention Center. You'll see the big billboard. It's right there beside, just north of it.
We were joking earlier, because I was talking with the folks from Carabelli Dental. It was 7 o'clock. There's Sonic, Carabelli, then the Convention and Civic Center, and the museum's right on the other side.
Yes, it is. And so you show up there. Keep Roswell Beautiful got grant funding that we bought several $100s worth of craft supplies that are real unique. The Roswell Museum and Art Center already has some craft supplies, paints and brushes and glue guns and glue. And we put all this together to make a really cool assortment of supplies. You bring trash. Like I've got my pictures here for some of the samples that you can look at. Cool. It's really fun. These are boxes that you can make a little maze out of.
Okay.
You can I'll turn them towards the camera, go that way. Yeah, a fun game that you can play, little instruments.
Looks like some banjos there.
Yep,
yeah.
little instruments that you can take your egg cartons and make really cute flowers.
Oh, nice.
I've made a bunch of these samples. You can make a phone charger holder that you put next to the plug when it does that. I made some of these. You take pop bottles or water bottles.
Oh, yeah.
And you make really cool lights that you can put those LED candles in.
Oh, yeah.
And we bought the LED candles already. So we've got the LED candles, the fake flowers, the paint. You just bring an empty bottle.
Nice.
And you can make really cute. They look like little fairy houses.
Yeah.
They're adorable. Little pencil holders or item holders out of pop bottles or clear bottles or whatever kind of bottle you want, plastic bottles.
Sure.
And we bought the zippers. So the zippers are there and the glue is there. All you need is empty bottles.
Nice.
And then like a little traveling tic-tac-toe set. You can bring a Ziploc baggie to put it in, and you can bring your little water bottle lids.
You keep
or
those
milk.
like in
keep it in the car.
Yeah, and those little pockets in the back seat of the car, you keep them in there. Yeah.
Yep. And kids can pull that out and play tic-tac-toe, little pretend binoculars out of toilet paper or little tubes that they do there, little flowers out of the bottom of the water bottles and stuff. So we've got a bunch of ideas. And then Nancy Fleming is going to be making, I think, some other ideas and stuff. There's lots of ideas. We've got everything you need except the empty bottles, the empty boxes, the old popsicle. We got popsicle sticks. But like if you have a bunch of straws from where you've been to places and stuff, you can take those plastic straws and use them to make the maze. We've got the little balls that you use, the little marbles to run through them. We've got some empty boxes, but bring your trash stuff that you would normally throw away. And there's a bunch of ideas that can inspire your kids and your family, and even for yourself. It's fun crafting, and fun making art out of this stuff. So that's going to be our recycled art project. That's November the 13th.
Okay.
At 10 a.m. at the RMAC.
Very good. And it's completely free.
Completely free. So that's one of the projects that's coming up.
I kind of miss like when I was in school, we used to do a lot of that kind of stuff. Like I remember around Christmas time getting like old Reader's Digests and making the angels.
Oh,
like
you'd fold and
the book, and then they make an angel out of it.
Yes, I did that too.
I remember doing like where you take collages and making out magazines and making Christmas ornaments.
Yes,
and you could
over a ball, like
glue it. Yeah. I remember doing all.
Yes, I do.
And it's all the same recycled art, same kind of concepts that we did as kids.
You used what you got.
We didn't call it recycled art then.
No.
We just said, hey, it takes the old milk carton from the house.
Everybody
and do
bring
this.
your this from home, and we're going to make this and that.
Yeah,
and they show you.
I feel like we've kind of gotten away from that, and we
I
need to
don't
get
know.
more into
It's
that.
fun. But this is what this is about.
Sure.
It's to inspire and have fun and make some stuff.
Well, that's what makes the creative stuff for kids.
Yes, it does.
Like when we were kids, you never like just for instance, we play like our G.I. Joe toys and things, and you didn't have all the stuff, so you built little things out of
boxes.
Toilet paper things out of this to that, or a sneaker becomes a something
car.
Or other. Yeah,
you stick them in them and you drive it.
Yeah, and
shoebox. I turned it into cars, and I put little lids on the side for the wheels, and cut the top out, and I made a Barbie car. Yeah, all that fun stuff.
I mean, that was like when we were kids, and I think the technology is kind of almost gotten us away from that a little bit.
Well, it can kill creativity sometimes if you have everything is already made, and it takes any opportunity for you to create something.
You don't have to see a sailboat there, but because you got a sailboat.
Right.
Us and no, that sneaker with a Kleenex hanging off the back's a sailboat.
Yes,
and
exactly.
you gotta see it. And that's
well, this comes up with something. By the time you're done, it looks like it.
But that's the beauty of
Yes.
and I love these projects because it forces kids, or it just causes kids to kind of think outside the box and pretend, and that part of the brain is so much there for kids, and I think we need
we're
to
going to nurture it
and enhance it, because that's the same skill set when they're adults that creates the great widget or the great thing that we all need to have that we didn't know that we need to have.
Helps us be good problem solvers and helps us be good creative thinkers for our lives in other ways.
So when they figure out how to make an electric car that goes 1,000 miles an hour and
Listen, that's a little scary sounding.
it runs forever and all this other stuff.
Love it. Solar.
That's going to be, these are the kids that's going to create that. And it starts because they were making recycled art projects at the museum.
It sure can.
That's
and it keeps stuff out of the landfill. It keeps stuff. It saves our resources so that we don't keep consuming those resources and then just throwing them away.
Yeah.
And so that's trying to get that empowerment for kids to understand that and to start wanting to do that on their own at home. So that's what we're doing with that. And that'll be fun. Yeah. So that's one of the things I was going to talk about with Keep Roswell Beautiful.
So we're going to put down on your calendars November 13th.
November 13th,
which
second
is
Saturday.
Next Saturday.
Yeah,
not
just
this
look
Saturday.
on the calendar if you forget the date. Second Saturday.
Yeah,
look
it's always the second Saturday
10
of the month.
a.m., second Saturday, RMAC.
Yeah.
That's going to be fun. One of the things I was going to mention is in my role, there's a couple of things that we would like to kind of throw out there to start getting the word out for people to know. I work with volunteers and I work with sponsorships.
Yeah.
In the animal services, we get so many animals that, especially when it starts getting winter, it starts getting cold and stuff, they need to get those animals into homes, get them off the streets, get them into a safe place. One of the things that keeps them sometimes from being adopted is people can't afford to pay for the spay, neutering, vaccines, and the microchipping.
It can be pricey.
It can be pricey.
If they don't have assistance.
But they may want to adopt an animal. So we're working on starting up a sponsorship program for someone who would like to donate to help pay for one animal's spay or neuters, and to have that as a resource when the staff there notices somebody who comes in that really would be a great fit for an animal, for a home, but they are struggling, that they may be able to do a partial sponsorship to help pay for part of that, or to help pay for all of that.
Like a voucher or something.
Like a voucher or something. And then they pay the adoption. The adoption fee, I just called and checked, and I said, what is the adoption fee for an animal at the animal shelter? It's $1.
Okay.
And so
the biggest costs are spay and neutering, and then getting it chipped, microchipped,
and vaccine, so that your animal stays safe. And it doesn't make more animals to be lost on the street.
Exactly.
And it doesn't get sick and die within the first short time that you have it.
Yeah, this is all for a good reason.
It's all for necessary reasons. And you need to be willing to invest in caring for that animal. I know that. But some people who would be able to handle the food and the emergency services, perhaps, they may really be struggling, especially at this time of year with Christmas and holidays and food that you have to do Thanksgiving and trying to take care of things. That is something that we're looking into trying to start up. And so if you're interested in being a sponsor to donate for that program, call me, or check with me. You can call the City Hall and ask for Kathy Lay. So we're trying to get those sponsors hooked up.
Okay. Yeah, they could use help in animal services
all kinds
there.
Of things.
Even next door to the Humane Society, if you're into animals.
Absolutely.
And those two entities partner hand in hand to work with each other because they both have the same mission.
They both, and they'll come over and sometimes get some of the animals to move them over to try to they expand.
They help
that
each
service.
other out.
They help each other out.
Because I think you said this last time when we said this, but the people in animal services, your dog catchers, and all, they're animal lovers
They
too.
have animals themselves. I ask them personally.
They're pet people.
And I know it's really hard, and I know sometimes people have a misconception about them, or there can be things that people say that come out that's not accurate. But I met them, and they all have animals at home, and they really want to help get those animals off the street and get them help.
And unfortunately, they come across a lot of people, and most of their day really is dealing with people that aren't good pet owners.
That's possibly,
they don't deal with these are people that didn't realize all the responsibility involved. And either A, can't, or B, won't do those. And then unfortunately, what happens is
get those
animal
animals into a
services
safe
have
place.
to take over these situations.
Correct.
So generally speaking, the people that they deal with are probably people that were not treating animals correctly to begin with, and they have a different opinion of them.
Yes. And you said this last time I was here, and I think it's a really good reminder. Don't buy animals for Christmas for someone who does not already know, and they want that animal.
Yeah.
They're living creatures. They are not a toy.
Yeah.
And once they grow up, they end up getting stuck out back with no bedding in dog houses on a chain and forgotten that they're even there sometimes.
Absolutely.
And so make sure that if you are going to be getting an animal as a gift for Christmas or a gift for a loved one, that is something they're aware of, they want, or that you're the mama and you're going to take care of it, or you're the daddy, and you're going to take care of it for your child, and you're going to be responsible. That it's not just a learning tool for a child; it's great learning
but
for
they're going to mess up.
But you need to make sure that you're going to make that animal's going to have a good home.
Yeah, there's going to be days where the kid doesn't feed it, the kid doesn't take him out, and there's going to be a problem with that. And then guess what? You're the person, because you're the adult.
That's
you're
it.
going to be responsible for making sure that gets done. And as long as you're willing to know
that going into it.
As long as you know that your kid is going to mess this up sometimes, and you've got to be the one, because it's still a living thing that needs
living
to be,
creature
that needs love and support and everything else. And
Absolutely.
to be honest, what generally happens in those things, the dog's the family dog. Yeah,
and
maybe
that's fine.
If the onus is on the child to make sure there's food in the bowl and make sure the poop's cleaned up in the backyard and everything, but it really is a family dog, and all are interacting,
That's right.
Part of the raising of that animal.
You're taking a responsibility with that gift if you do it. So just be really aware of that.
Yeah.
The other thing that we need really badly, Mike, right now is the volunteer and outreach part of it, the volunteer part of it in the recreation department. They are getting ready to kick off their they're in the process. I think maybe it's already started with the basketball season and such. And with those teams, they've got a bunch of teams. They still can use coaches, but what they desperately need is referees.
Officials. Okay.
Officials for those games.
Okay.
And it's nominal amount, but they do pay.
Well, these are younger kids.
But they do pay for the refs. They get a small amount of money for doing the refereeing.
So you get a few extra bucks.
Yeah, I think
you're not going to get rich doing it.
Yeah, I think it's like $10 a game or something. It's not very much, but it's something.
Yeah.
But they need referees. If you're interested in doing referee, please call the aquatic center.
Basketball.
For some of the sports.
Okay.
And basketball is where they're in right now.
Gotcha.
But they always need officials. If you know about rules for basketball and you want to help those youth and you'd be willing to do some refereeing, please call the aquatic center and tell them, I want to talk to somebody about being a referee for their programs for the basketball.
Good deal.
Get a hold of the aquatic center. The other thing that they really are looking into is there's a lot of people that have great skills that they could teach classes at the Erect Center.
Sure.
Maybe they could do some CrossFit training or some yoga or some different kinds of creative programming.
Yeah.
They need teachers for those programs, and they need ideas for that. They've got forms online on the rec department page on the website for the city of Roswell. They also have paper forms right there at the aquatic center when you go in that main desk. If you think a class would be really cool to take, please, please, please let them know.
Sure.
And if you know somebody who can teach it or you can teach it yourself, please, please volunteer. And also, that's another one that pays a minor amount. It's a small amount.
Sure.
But they will pay for teachers for those classes.
Well, I would imagine if you're like an exercise instructor or someone like that, and you're looking to get your name and get your experience and foot in the door, this might be an opportunity to kind of
jazzercise,
get your name out there a little bit and build a clientele through this opportunity.
Yes.
Yeah.
It'd be great. And it could be all kinds of things that they need. There's sometimes it's like we don't think outside the box, but other people, we have such creative people in our community.
Sure.
And so some of those ideas that people come up with for classes or programs,
well,
it's really great.
And we live in a world where there's a lot of great trendy things that you can kind of.
It's fun,
and I get, and this could use this opportunity as a chance to. And I'm talking like the fun stuff that's beneficial. Like you hear the weird, funny things like goat yoga and things like that.
Yes.
But this
or
is like, but I think this is an opportunity for some of that kind of stuff and some of those things that are a little out of the box. Because let's face it, you hear an exercise class, there's only so many ways to exercise. You know what I mean?
You think?
And there's no, but that's what I'm saying. There's so many unique, different ways to do
somebody
it.
Comes up with something that blows your mind and it goes wild and people love it and you get all these people show up. We want to provide services as the the city is all about serving
Sure.
our community.
Now, you might
They
want to check
serve
about
us.
bringing goats in there.
No,
but,
you
but
need
I'm
to,
saying,
you need to check with, but give them the
that
idea.
kind of idea, yeah, that's
Start
something.
throwing some ideas
yeah.
at them. They're getting ready to bring on a new director for the rec department. It's really cool. And they've got people that have been there for years that are wonderful people, but they would love, they're opening it up and they're saying, hey, give us ideas.
Mm-hmm.
And if you're willing to teach something, let us know. You may have a perfect fit for you. So contact the Aquatic Center. And if you have ideas for programming, classes, that's what that means, classes.
Sure.
And training or teaching or regular class that you go to every week or every month. If you know something or have an idea or you can teach it, call them. If you can be a referee, call them. And if you're interested in being a coach for a team, we've got a volunteer application online. Let us know. We'll get you hooked up with that too. Because those are opportunities in our rec department.
If you go to the Roswell Connect website, do they have information there about some of this? Or
yeah,
is that
the
mostly...
Roswell, if you go to the roswell.gov, it's roswell-nm.gov.
Okay, the actual city government
the actual
website.
city, and you look under the city and look under the residents and stuff.
You can see the job
find the
openings
rec
there.
department.
Okay.
But the easiest way to get hooked up with what you're interested in is you can call me, Kathy Lay. I can get you hooked up with that. But also call the Aquatic Center and tell them, I want to talk to somebody about being a coach, about being a rep, about my ideas for classes, or I can teach a class.
Okay.
So the Aquatic Center, if you go Roswell, New Mexico, don't go Georgia. Roswell, New Mexico.
Unless you're curious what's going on there.
Listen, I've gotten volunteer applications on the online volunteer application from Roswell, Georgia.
Yeah.
And I had to let them know, I'm sorry, but I don't think you want to commute.
That's a heck of a commute.
Are you moving?
We'd love to have you, but
We'd love to have you volunteer.
you might want to start making your way now.
But anyway, so those are two things that I would love to talk about that I wanted to make sure you guys know about. The only other thing that I was going to mention, let's see, I don't want to monopolize your time real fast, maybe just a couple minutes.
Sure.
Okay. Another thing that I'm doing is in doing the different programming and stuff that I do, I've gone around and been meeting when I was talking about sponsorship, right? And talking about opportunities in each of these departments, meeting these different department groups and seeing what they do. Like, for example, the cemetery, 32,000 graves, the parks, 26 parks, hundreds of acres. There's so much stuff that we have. The Roswell Animal Services went over and met those people. The Aquatic Center, my office was there for a while. I got to know these people. The people out at that do the streets, they fill these puddles. All right, it's getting cold. They still got to take care of our stuff, right?
Oh, yeah.
The parks, you think there's not much to do in the winter. Yeah, there's a lot to do in the winter,
there's
too.
a whole lot to do.
The zoo, they got to go out there every day and feed those animals. I don't care what the temperature is. They got to take care of them.
Or the holidays or anything else, yeah.
Make sure the lights all work on our, all of our downtown stuff. These people service every day.
The
and
city never sleeps. It never does. And there's people 24/7 taking
water,
care of things.
the solid waste, all these people. They're up at like 3 o'clock in the morning coming in and picking up our trash up and down. They drive them. They have to get to work early because they're on the route early. As I've met them and see their heart to serve, one of the things I've kind of come up with is doing an appreciation project that I do. It's not on a set schedule, but I try to hit at least one department every month. And I started throwing out there about this, and people started volunteering to buy goodies like Albertsons Market or Excel Energy. McDonald's has. If you would like to sponsor a goodie delivery, please call me. I'm looking for sponsors that want to say thank you to these people.
Oh, cool.
What they do is like the Albertsons Market gave me like goodies like cookies or donuts or Imagine That gave me little thank you bags with all kinds of little goodies inside. And we did the finance department. And what I do is I will go pick it up. If you want to donate something for one of these departments, I can tell you how many people are in that department. We got some departments that are small, some departments that are big. We have over 600 employees in the city divided up all over the city of Roswell. We'll pick a department. I will come pick it up for you and take it with a thank you note and deliver it to that person. And then we post about it on Facebook. If you go to the City of Roswell Facebook page, you can scroll down and see some of the past deliveries. We just did one for the Animal Services recently. If you go to the Animal Services Facebook page and you'll see the one that we just did recently from Albertsons Market. And I love doing that because it lets them know they're seen.
Sure.
It makes them serve with a heart that they understand somebody cares about and appreciates what I'm doing, and they notice me. Main Street Roswell, my board was always telling me, thank you so much. You're doing such a good job. Thank you. Thank you. I always felt so appreciated. In the city now, I get thanks from people. Oh, thanks. That was a great job. That was so wonderful. You were out there doing. And it makes me do it with so much more enthusiasm.
Sure.
And it makes me feel like my job is appreciated.
And beneficial.
I don't need public attention, but just those little, that really meant a lot to me. It means a lot to me, and I know it does to them. When I take these deliveries in, their faces light up. And can't tell you, every department I've been to, they say, nobody's ever said thank you to me. They don't even know we're here. And it means something when they realize they're served. We love our police department. We love our fire department. Those people get recognition. But some of these hidden away, the next one I'm hoping to hit is the water treatment and maintenance. It's this little house that's got all these guys that go out and they take care of all this water stuff. They're out there in all this weather working, and they come back to this little office and stuff. People don't even know they exist.
Right.
If they just turn on their water and it works.
Well, that's just it. They're all doing their jobs, and that's why we don't know they're there.
We don't
the
even
moment
notice.
One of these people are gone, we're going to notice real quick.
So I love doing this project. I call it my appreciation project. Did you know that if you go to one of the city workers and you say, hey, I'm going to give you this, do you know they're required to say no?
Really?
Because it can be considered a bribe.
Oh, okay.
And so they can't themselves accept things from individuals. But when I get a delivery that's for a department like this, and we track this delivery, it's just goodies. They're not expecting anything in return. We say thank you because that's polite, right?
Yeah.
We say thank you on our Facebook page. We're going to do that. But they're not doing it in exchange for something or to try to get favoritism for
good
something.
government isn't costing a thing of donuts.
No.
A good government is going to happen
It's
regardless.
a way of saying thank you. And so we can do it in a legal way that doesn't set somebody up for any kind of question.
Strings or attachments.
No strings
or,
attached.
Yeah, exactly.
But it's wonderful because those people's faces, and they work with a renewed vigor and heart. And I think it helps us to be aware of those departments.
Absolutely.
So I love doing my appreciation project.
Yeah.
If you want to join it, call me. Let me know. I'm at City Hall.
The whole public works side of
Yeah.
the city, those are all unsung heroes that they're like, again, they're like offensive linemen in football. You never hear about them until they do something wrong happens.
Right. And that
you
happens sometimes. You sometimes get an employee that's not a great employee that happens in any job.
Well, and then maintenance happens.
Company.
The pipes burst. There's
And
nobody
then
can
that
control
happens
that.
with stuff. Absolutely.
And these folks come in at 2 a.m.
Right. And those are your workers.
100 degrees, 20 degrees, whatever it is.
That's
they're
right.
in there doing
Got to
it.
fix it.
Yep.
There is no option. They are out there. And I just love saying thank you.
Yeah.
So that's a lot of different. I'm way over here, way over here. You can see how many hats, and I'm like, juggling, and it's like I'm having fun.
And the public works side, I mean, because we're in a transition side too over the last. In case you haven't noticed, there was infrastructure about 75. It's probably close to 80 years now, 80, 90 years. But they put these pipes all through New Mexico, and the shelf life is just gone on them. So we're seeing it statewide where cities and municipalities are upgrading to more modern, more long-lasting pipes and things, and the city's been doing it for at least 5 years now.
Yeah.
And so when you see these major projects, 9 times out of 10 they're killing two birds of what they're doing. They're saying, hey, we've got a need for a road here. While we're at it, we'll go ahead and dig it up and put our pipes in and get all that.
Replace our pipes and stuff,
our pipes. And so they've been doing that for the last few years now, and now they're getting close to finishing that. But that's something that's probably unique to this era of public works figures because. And ideally, I'm guessing what they're doing now, somebody won't have to fix for another 75 or 100 years.
Yes.
But that's kind of it's just the way the world is right now. And Artesia, Albuquerque, every municipality in the state's been kind of dealing with the same. I mean, you've seen some of it in the news and things.
Properties and buildings and pipes and different things like that. We're having to try to get things brought up to where it needs to be.
Sure. Yeah.
So it won't keep breaking.
we're kind of seeing an infrastructure upgrade time too, and things, and it's
and
a unique
these people
time.
are the ones that are doing a lot of it.
And to be honest, internet, that whole thing's going to be the next. I would not be surprised if sometime in our lifetime we're going to be buying internet like the same way we buy power and water. It'll be a utility.
Well, we kind of, I guess, in some ways we do with our.
But I think it'll be more official, and I'm guessing the government will get more involved in the regulations of how that
I don't know. I don't know. It's my favorite I'm not crazy about the idea about that.
Who knows?
Who knows?
30 years from now, it could be the city doing the internet just like they're doing the water. I mean, who never knows?
True,
It
you
could
don't
be.
know.
It could be a service, or it might be more like the telephone company, where
That's true. You choose.
It's more subsidized by the government. Private companies do it, but they get government subsidies and things to make sure things happen.
It's definitely become such a part of our life. I always laugh and tell my daughter, it's like the stuff that I was a kid seeing on Star Trek, the old Star Trek, when they would literally see each other's face and talk across distance, and when they would have the capacity to hold computers in their hands and scanners in their hands and all that. We have everything except warp drive, space travel, and teleporters. And I was like, those two I'm waiting on.
And who knows? I bet we're close to teleporters. I think they're actually close on that one.
Oh my gosh.
I think
Wouldn't that be fun?
I think they're starting to move things that aren't live yet. I think they, I'm serious. I remember reading where they're in that world of I mean, it's not close.
I know.
It might be that
living
stage
creatures
where,
are not the same.
But where it's like they send a piece of cheese and it's kind of jacked up on the other side right now. But I mean,
melted.
They're making there's headway going in that. Yeah, who knows?
Oh,
maybe before we leave this earth, there will be something like that. Who knows?
I remember taking a cardboard box. Talk about imagination. About recycle stuff. I took a cardboard box and broken radio stuff and threw it inside and pretended I made a computer because I'd heard about computer. This was before we had home computers, right?
Yeah.
I'm not a young spring chicken, okay? I've been around.
She's been 25 for a couple years.
Nah, I've been 25 for a long time. I'm what they call, like, my BTS guys, they call them dope old people. I'm a dope old people and proud,
Nice.
But listen, I had this box and I threw all the guts in it and pretended it was a robot, right? I thought it was so cool.
Yeah.
And now we have them. It's amazing.
I did more things with cardboard boxes as a kid.
I know.
And don't get me started on my DJ time with the Radio Shack mic and the tape deck. Oh yeah, I'm a guy on the radio. I did that as a kid. I had all kind of radio shows.
Oh my gosh, I
talking
bet
up
that's
records
adorable.
and competing against Casey Kasem and all that.
Cute.
Wolfman Jack.
So cute.
Oh yeah,
I
did
remember all
that
those.
stuff.
How fun! Mike.
Absolutely.
Hey, now you are.
Yeah, somebody had found time to pay me for doing this. So. If you have any questions about anything,
call me.
Call Kathy.
City Hall.
Yeah, call her at City Hall. Do you have a direct line or just call the city line number?
I do have the direct line. It's 575-500-0395.
Very good.
500-0395.
And of course, Roswell-nm.gov is a great resource for everything sim related.
Yes.
RoswellConnect.com if you want to get passes through the for the Aquatic Center, Recreation Center. Order tickets like when they were doing Night of the Living Zoo this past weekend.
Yes.
That's the website for that kind of stuff. So if you've got questions about Aquatic Center, Recreation Center, about their programs, Roswell Connect's the best way to go and find information about that.
Wonderful. That's
Good
great.
deal.
Thank you, Mike.
Well, thank you as always. We'll see you next time here. And
probably December.
Enjoy your confiscated Halloween candy. I know you confiscated a bar or two.
I like fruit.
They put fruit in candy sometimes.
Okay.
Coconuts, is that technically a fruit?
I don't know. It's a nut.
It comes off a tree.
I'm kidding.
I don't know.
I don't know what it is. I'll have to look it up.
I'll have to look too. Now I'm curious. But otherwise, now I'm eating salads if that's the true. I'm going to be like, oh, yeah, I'm eating coconuts, a salad. 9:53. Let's go ahead and get you up to date. Local news, quick break. Don't go away.
Now for a Pecos Valley news update, I'm Jared Cirillo. Believing that one person's junk is another person's treasure, the Roswell Adult Center will host a secondhand treasure sale November 5th through 6th. Tables are currently being reserved for anyone who wishes to sell. The sale at the Adult Center will be Friday, November 5th from 4 to 7 and Saturday from 7 to noon. Sellers can reserve an 8-foot table for $10 and multiple tables can be reserved. You can register at roswellconnect.com. The Chavez County Metro Narcotics Task Force seized narcotics with an estimated street value of $35,000 during an investigation at a residence in southern Roswell last week. Agents with the multi-agency task force that includes RPD responded to the house in the 800 block of West Jaffa Street to assist the New Mexico Adult Probation and Parole Office. APPO had been conducting a large-scale operation in Roswell, doing random house checks of subjects who are on probation and parole. You're up to date. I'm Jared Cirillo.
Radio. Here's the Sean Hannity Morning Minute.
The importance of a strong America is critical to every man, woman, and child, not only in this country, but around the world. Because we are the shining city on a hill. We are the light in what is a very brutal, very dark, in many places very evil world. There's a lot of evil that goes on in the world. You don't believe me? Go back to the last century. About 100 million human souls killed. Communism, Mao, China, Stalin, the former Soviet Union, the killing fields in Cambodia, Nazism, fascism, Imperial Japan. You get the point? Evil exists all around the globe. The force that has pushed back evil more than any other one force is us, the United States of America.
Check out the Sean Hannity radio show later today, right here.
Looking for a good investment? Want to reduce uncertainty, financial risk, and hedge inflation? Here are 8 reasons to consider NRIA's Prime Real Estate Development Fund. Steady monthly cash flow payouts with double-digit targeted returns. Solid, affordable, high-demand home and apartment assets back you. New construction built where housing is badly needed and demand booming. Substantial properties already built and selling right now supporting you. Short and long-term strategies with steady cash flow and appreciation anticipated. An industry leader with a 15-year track record of 3 million square feet built and a pipeline of $1.7 billion of new property in progress. Hedge against inflation and receive steady cash flow. Start your due diligence at nria.net or call 800-800-1414. That's 800-800-1414.
An offer of securities is only made by the NRIA Private Placement Memorandum. Read it first. Past performance does not guarantee future results. NRIA is a real estate development firm. Learn more at nria.net.
It's time for the Chavez County Sports Report. Thriller on Friday night as Roswell defeats Goddard, nipping the Rockets 16-14, and the Coyotes, as a result, got the 3rd seed in the Class 5A playoffs. They will take on the winner of the Goddard Rockets against the Valley Vikings. Goddard is the 6th seed. They'll be taking on Valley this Friday night at 7 o'clock. Valley is the 11th seed. NMMI and Dexter from the same district, they're both in the playoffs. NMMI's the 5th seed, winning over Tucumcari 42-11 on Friday, and they will be taking on number 12 Thoreau this coming weekend. Dexter is the 10th seed, losing narrowly to Hope Christian 28-21. They'll be playing at Cuba on Saturday. Hagerman is the 6th seed in 2-8. They'll be playing at Eunice Friday night at 7. Sports Report brought to you by DSI. Call DSI for all your office technology needs. I'm Eric Butler at Roswell's Talk FM 106.5.
When you get home this evening, take a look at your furniture. If you're like most people, you never intended to keep it this long, but there it is, the same old furniture. So hurry to Glenn's Furniture and give your home a brand new look. Right now at Glenn's, everything in the store is specially priced, including stylish power reclining sofas and love seats, smart and practical dinettes and dining tables, and the latest sleep technology for your bedroom. Delivery is always free at Glenn's Furniture at Union and Alameda, helping people change for the better since 1953.
The Roswell Chavez County Economic Corporation, in partnership with New Mexico Workforce Connections and the City of Roswell, have put together a job fair hiring event November 4th from 4 to 7 p.m. at the Roswell Convention Center. Come prepared to be interviewed on the spot, as this is a hiring event. Workforce Connections will provide laptops for those that need to apply online and a mobile station to help job seekers with resumes and interviews. To reserve a booth at this event, call 575-622-1975 or email Juarez at mjuarez@chavezcounty.net.
Oh, according to research, 82% of people remember radio ads. That means that 82% of you listening right now will remember that this is an ad for ZipRecruiter. If you're hiring, 82% of you will recall that ZipRecruiter makes hiring faster and easier. And 82% of you will note that you can try ZipRecruiter for free today. But you have to go to ZipRecruiter.com/free. Yes, free. 82% of you will keep in mind that ZipRecruiter's technology finds qualified people for your job and actively invites them to apply.
Scott, is that you? Who are you talking to?
82% of you will also know that I, live with my mom. But the most important thing to note is that ZipRecruiter works. In fact, 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. Will you be part of the 82% who remember